Here's the 1-1 pitch. And it's a breaking ball, strike called, 1-2. Lee Brandt picks up not where he left off because he had that bad ninth inning, but prior to that ninth inning, he really stymied the Cardinals. Here's another pitch to Smith. Swing and a grounder to third, booted by Brett. He picks it up and throws, and he's out, and that's the way the game starts. Brett booted it. It went to his left, but he pounced on it and got his man.
Well, that ball gets there so quick from that AstroTurf that he was able to recover and throw him out. If he's playing on grass, I doubt if he could have.
So Lee Brandt got ahead of the hitter and got him out. Last time Lee Brandt pitched, the Cardinals had only one hit in the first 3 innings, and that was by Pendleton, who later nailed him with a bases-loaded double in the 9th inning. But Lee Brandt pitched 8 2/3 innings and gave 6 hits, but 4 of them came in the 9th inning. He had a 2-hitter into the 9th. McGee swings and misses, strike 1. They're really playing McGee to the opposite field. He's had 7 hits in the series, including a home run. Batting from the right side. Up and in with the next one from Lee Brandt. Leibranddt. 6'3", 200-pounder. He's retired Ozzie Smith and pitches to McGee with her on deck. Next one coming. Swing and a miss. He threw that one by him.
Threw that one good and got it up and in on him a little bit, Jack. But I'll tell you one thing. I like McGee the way he hacks. He's always hacking.
He's in the hole, as Ozzie Smith was. And the Cardinal hitting woes continue early. There's a foul back here on the screen. 1-2. One thing we know, at the most, there can only be 2 more baseball games this year, unless you're going to play some winter ball, Sparky.
No winter ball, and with this weather, they have no chance to delay it.
1 ball, 2 strikes the count. It's been another lovely day in Kansas City, as the weather was so nice in St. Louis. Lee Brandt to McGee. Swing and a pop fly behind second. Willie Wilson right in his tracks, comes in a couple of steps, 2 out. Lee Brandt dispatches the first 2 and works to Tommy Herr. Herr has had 4 hits, but most disappointing for him and for the Cardinals, no runs batted in this series.
Yeah, and the year he had 110 RBIs with only 6 home runs. It's hard to believe they've shut him down here.
And he batted .302. He'll try to get on base ahead of Jack Clark. Jack Clark has been leading off a lot of innings for St. Louis. Here's ball 1 high to her. 8 different innings in this series, and this is the 6th game. Clark has been the first man up.
That's not a good way for the Cardinals to produce runs.
Outfield straight away with her batting and 2 out. Pitch, a swing and a miss on a changeup, and it's 1-1. Herr had a good series against the Dodgers in the playoff, but has cooled off here. First 2 have been retired in the opening inning. Danny Cox will be the St. Louis pitcher. Lee Brandt with a 1-1 count on the batter. Brings it in. And nailed the outside corner with a fastball called strike 2.
If you make pitches like that, if it stays with you all night, Jack, you're going to be tough to hit.
Marty Herzog said if these pitchers are that good, why didn't they win 130 games this year?
Well, I think they've pitched exceptionally well so far.
Here's another one to Herr. And it's outside and low, 2-2. In 12 consecutive postseason games, these people have had a very well-pitched game.
Absolutely. It's been a steady game every game, Jack.
Even Buddy Black, who had the least amount of effectiveness against the Cardinals, made only a couple of bad pitches. Tommy Herr swings and strikes out. He walked up in the batter's box trying to get the screwball, got the screwball, but missed it.
Yeah, he walked up looking for it, and he just dropped it a little lower for him.
And the Cardinal hitting woes continue after 1/2 inning, no score. We'll be back in just a moment.
Hey, I just read about the new compact portable 286 personal computer, and it sounds incredible.
It is.
It runs every popular program 30% faster than the IBM PCAT.
It's impressive.
And it accepts more added memory, too, and a backup that protects data on nifty little tape cartridges. Why, you couldn't make the compact 286 any better.
Yes, you could.
How?
By adding PSP.
What's PSP?
The Professional Success Pack. Only Downtown Computerland offers it. When you buy Compaq or any other computer, you get PSP. So you get free burn-in, setup, training, software helpline, special rates and discounts, too. A Compaq 286 with PSP is about as good as it gets.
Do the people at Compaq know what Downtown Computer Lane's done?
No, but they should be pleased.
That's true.
The Compaq Portable 286 with PSP is only at Downtown Computer Land stores.
They're on LaSalle, on Michigan, and on Wacker.
That's also true.
Who says you can't take it with you? At Susk Honda in Des Plaines, see all the new Honda cars, all the new Honda colors, all ready to go. Susk Honda is one of the largest exclusive Honda dealers in the Northwest and on the way to becoming #1 in Chicagoland. Before you pay more, check out the Honda Savings Store, Susk Honda. Drive your Honda home today. They're doing whatever it takes so that you can take it with you at Susk Honda in Des Plaines. Phone 297-5700. That's Susk Honda.
The Cardinal right-hander, Danny Cox, 6'4" pitcher from Warner Robins, Georgia, already has the idea that he has a tough opponent on his hands in Charlie Liebrandt. He set the Cardinals down in order in the first, and Cox will pitch to Lonnie Smith, Willie Wilson, and George Brett. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the CBS Radio Network.
WBBM, Chicago.
60 degrees in Chicago at 7:31.
The top of the order has done great work for the Royals in this series.
It has to, Jack. That's the only way that they're going to be able to beat these Cardinals is those top 4 guys are really going to have production, and they have.
Lonnie Smith has 7 hits. Willie Wilson has 8. George Brett has 6. And they'll come up in this opening inning. Smith, a right-handed batter, the Royals left fielder against his former teammates. And Pendleton comes in at third, even with the base. The outfield a bit to the right, and the pitch from Danny Cox, and it's up and in, ball 1. And you just don't shake Smith up.
He just leans back on that ball.
You may get him out by pitching him inside. It may pay off for you, but you sure don't scare him. Ball 1 from Cox, and the pitch coming, and a foul on a half swing on a bad ball up and in, 1-1.
Hanging slider, it looked like to me, Jack.
Cox took something off that breaking ball and hung it up high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Whoever gets out in front here is going to have a psychological advantage as well as a numerical advantage. Kansas City gets behind, they may be inclined to say, uh-oh, this is it. If they get ahead, they say, oh, we can do it again.
Play tomorrow.
Here's the pitch to Smith. Swing and a pop foul makes it 2-2. Cox was given an extra day's rest. Frequently during the year, he pitched with 3 days rest, but he is well rested for this one. He was an 18-game winner during the season. His pitch, ball outside, ball 3. Tried to get a breaking ball over and missed with it. It wasn't until about the middle of the game when he pitched in his first series game that he got that good slider over.
Yeah, it took about the 4th inning he started getting it.
3-2 to Lonnie Smith. And he can hammer a fastball. He can handle the pitch out over the plate. Cox delivers, and a fly ball foul back to the right into the seats. They only seat 41,000 plus in this park. But they've taken in a lot of World Series money because of the price of the tickets. $30 reserve, $40 for box seats.
That's not bad, is it?
For you.
Yeah, for me.
3-2 to the batter, Lonnie Smith. The pitch, swing, and a line drive fair past third into left. He'll get a double. Over to get it is Landrum as Cox hung a slider on 3-2.
That's the thing, Jack. You know, if he's not sharp again until about the 4th inning, he might not see the 4th inning. He can't keep hanging balls the way he does.
Lonnie Smith fouled off a good pitch and then ripped a bad pitch, as far as the pitcher is concerned, past third base, and it brings up Willie Wilson. Wilson, a switch hitter, will be batting left and trying to advance the runner, and it wouldn't be surprising to see him bunt the ball.
Wouldn't be at all, Jack. He likes to sometimes just push that ball right there at the third baseman.
And with a fellow like Brett in the on-deck circle, why anything that Wilson does can be excused.
Very helpful.
Outfield a bit to the left for Wilson. Cox with Lonnie Smith at second and nobody out. The pitch. Strike called on the outside corner. A double by Lonnie Smith to start the Royals' first inning. Here's the pitch, and a high delivery evens the count at 1-1.
You know, Jack, you would think the Cardinals really know how to pitch Smith because he was with them so long, but evidently they don't know how to pitch him.
Well, Smith got a couple of hits against Cox in the first game. Willie Wilson at the plate hits a foul out of play. He's in the hole, 1-2. In that first game, Lonnie Smith had 2 hits against him, so did Wilson. Brett had a double, and White had a couple of hits. The top of the order got him.
This Wilson, to me, is just an outstanding baseball player, Jack. He really makes things happen for Kansas City.
Cox would like the strikeout. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Here's the pitch from Danny, and it's up a little bit high with a fastball. 2-2. Cardinals went down in order. Lonnie Smith has started the Kansas City first with a ringing double to left. He takes the lead at second, and Willie Wilson hits a ground ball to second. Herr makes a good play to his left. The runner goes to third. The batter's out at first.
Again, that slider was up. He hung it right in the middle of the plate. You have to have Wilson. He's a good hitter, but you got to break it in off the plate.
Cardinals were fortunate that Wilson hit it within the range of Herr.
Herr made a good play. He got a good jump on the ball.
Here's George Brett with a runner at third. 1 out. What it is, it's about 8-5 he'll get the runner home, isn't it?
I like it better than that. About, I wouldn't give you less than 10-1.
Pendleton is the only infielder who would have a play at the plate. Brett has hit safely in each series game, and he has 6 hits. He has driven in only 1 run. Cox will work off the stretch. The outfield around to the right. The infielders are playing Brett to pull the ball. Lonnie Smith at third, 1 out. Cox delivers to George Brett, and a breaking ball strike is called. Frank White on deck. What Cox wants here is the strikeout or the pop-up. Lonnie Smith just got his 8th hit of the series. He's at third. The pitch to Brett. He took it high. 1-1. Frank White on deck. Even in this early going, they may attempt to pitch around Brett and put him on and take their chances with White. The 1-1 pitch. It's coming. Swing and a miss. A foul tip into the catcher's glove. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Brett got a high pitch, wanted to hit the fly ball, but missed it.
He loves that ball up there.
1-2 the count. With a runner at third and 1 out. From the belt is Cox to the plate, and Brett jumps back from ball 2. Porter doing the catching, Pendleton at third, Smith at short, Herr the second baseman, Clark at first. In the Cardinal outfield, Landrum, McGee, and Cedeno. Cedeno's very deep in right. McGee's deep in center. Come to think of it, Landrum's deep in left.
Yeah, they all look a little far out there.
Runner at third, 1 out, 2-2 pitch. And it's a strike called on the inside corner, a fastball, and Brett argues about it. He's out of there.
I lost $10, Jack.
George Brett is called on strikes, and Cox could get out of this first inning without a run scoring as Frank White comes up. White has driven in 5 Kansas City runs. And he was on base 4 times in the game that Cox pitched. A single, a double, and a walk, and then a double against the relief early. The infielders back. Lonnie Smith at third, 2 out. Cox off the stretch pitches. White takes a breaking ball, strike called up around the letters. George Brett was caught looking, and that doesn't happen often. Cardinal outfield is straight away with White at the plate, a right-handed hitter. Batting with 2 out. Another pitch from Danny Cox, and it's low for a ball, 1-1. When Cox first came up, his fastball was an exploding fastball. He then became an off-speed pitcher. His off-speed pitching and his good hard slider are his best pitches now rather than the fastball. His 1-1 is on the way, and White took a half swing and held up on a ball in the dirt. 2 balls and a strike. On deck it is Pat Sheridan. No score, first inning. Cardinals went down in order. Lonnie Smith led off with a double. He's at third, 2 out. He was at third with 1 out. And here comes the next pitch to Frank White, and a ground ball to short. Ozzie a backhand stop and throw. He's out, and the inning's over. White tried for the hole through the left side, but Ozzie Smith got to it, and Kansas City misses a good scoring chance. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left. And after 1 full inning of play, St. Louis nothing, Kansas City nothing.
Give me a deadline, give me a goal. Give me a challenge, cause I'm on a roll. Give me savage, give me cool. Give me savage, give me cool. Give me a car that breaks all the rules. Somerset, come on, set me free, yeah. Somerset, give me the look, give me the feel. Give me the magic, give me the wheel. Somerset, oh, wouldn't you rather have a Somerset? Oh, wouldn't you really rather have a Buick?
Hello again, everybody. This is Harry Carey. When you blow a fuse and stumble toward the fuse box, you want the brightest flashlight you can find. Now, for only $4.99, you can get an ever-ready Energizer halogen flashlight as True Value Hardware Store's October Hardware Value of the Month. It burns brighter with a halogen bulb and comes with Energizer alkaline batteries. During October, it's only $4.99 while supplies last at participating True Value Hardware Stores.
Hello, this is Dick Cavett, and it's time to question Cavett on insurance.
I pay my premiums promptly, so why does my insurance company take weeks to process a claim?
Some claims take time, of course, but Safeco is proud of the fact that over 95% of their customers feel that their claims were handled promptly, fairly, and courteously. Certainly that's one reason that most independent insurance agents who handle Safeco choose Safeco for their own personal insurance. It's the smart choice.
Available in most areas.
Here are some scores for you. First of all, here we're scoreless after 1. In the NBA, the Philadelphia 76ers defeated the New York Knicks 99-89 as Patrick Ewing made his pro debut, but his Knicks lost by 10. And we have some collegiate football finals for you, which we'll give you here. First, Jack Clark leads it off. In the second, Clark has had 5 hits, and this is the 9th time he has led off an inning in the World Series.
Boy, it really hurts your ball club when your big guy has to lead off.
He's been up there 8 times with men on base. He has 4 hits and 3 walks in that spot.
Not bad, 500.
Clark, a right-handed batter against the left-hander Lee Brandt. Charlie pitches, and Jack swings late, misses, strike 1. High, hard one, maybe out of the strike zone, strike 1.
Ian, that ball away from him up, he crushes. The ball in, it doesn't seem like he gets to.
Brett guards the line deep at third. Pitches inside, 1-1. Against Lee Brandt, the game that Lee Brandt pitched earlier, Clark struck out, walked, and fouled out. The pitch. Swing and a high pop fly in the infield. It'll be caught by Brett for the first out. And that's 4 in a row by the Kansas City left-hander. And he'll deal with Tito Landrum. College football today, number 1 Iowa defeated Northwestern 49-10. These are all finals. Penn State 27, West Virginia nothing. Florida 35, Virginia Tech 18. Michigan 42, Indiana 15. Nebraska 17, Colorado 7. Auburn 21, Mississippi State 9. The pitch to Landrum. Swing and a shot into right center. That ball's going to be caught by the right fielder, Sheridan. The ball hung up and on the run. Sheridan got to it, and that's 5 in a row by Lee Brandt. Other college scores, Air Force 37, Utah 15, Oklahoma State 17, Kansas 10, Florida State 20, North Carolina 10, Ohio State 23, Minnesota 19, Oklahoma 59, Iowa State 14, Arkansas 57, Houston 27, Baylor 45, TCU nothing, SMU 44, Texas 14, Alabama 28, Memphis State 9, Stanford 28, Arizona 17. The batter Pendleton with 2 out. Batting right-handed, ground ball to the left side. This will be close at first. Brett makes it easy. He's out, and the inning's over. I thought if that ball bounced one more time, it'd be close, but Brett came charging in.
He got in quick on it.
3 more college scores. Football, Georgia 26, Kentucky 6, Maryland 40, Duke 10, Kansas State 20, Missouri 17. Down in order go the Cards again, and after an inning and a half, St. Louis nothing, the Royals nothing.
I sure was glad to see your truck stop for me. This road is no place to be stuck on.
Say, that looks like a pretty neat truck that left you high and dry.
That's one tough truck. It's the one on TV. They drop 15,000 feet from the sky and then push over a waterfall and the hood still opens. Tough. You got a GMC truck, huh?
I got a GMC and GMC Trucks Commitment Plus.
Commitment? Oh, that's nice. But does it mean your truck can cross a raging river?
Something even more important. My GMC truck dealer is committed to making my GMC truck easy to live with.
How?
Well, for starters, they checked out the truck and filled the gas tank for me before I took delivery.
Fill the gas tank.
Then I can bring back the truck at 1,000 miles and 3,000 miles for further complimentary inspections and a 3,000-mile oil and oil filter change at no extra charge.
And they filled the gas tank.
Of course, you wanted a truck that could get dropped a lot. I wanted a truck I could live with.
And they filled the gas tank.
It's all part of GMC's Commitment Plus, only from your GMC truck dealer on new light-duty trucks.
Well, I wish I'd asked my dealer for a commitment like that when I picked up my new truck.
Oh, yeah? When was that?
Well, this morning, just before I ran out of gas.
When you add it up, the price and performance of the Tandy 1000 is unbeatable. With the Tandy 1000 from Radio Shack, you get a big choice of PC-compatible software to allow your business to do the job efficiently. And along with the price performance of the Tandy 1000, you'll have Radio Shack technology, service, and support. We'll be here when you need us. We've taken the high cost out of performance. Call Radio Shack today. Tandy, clearly superior.
After an inning and a half, no score. This broadcast presented by the CBS Radio Network and by authority of Major League Baseball. It may not be reproduced without the express written consent of Major League Baseball. You know, Sparky Anderson, I've seen this Cardinal team, not only this year, but in other years, stopped in cold fashion by Jackson and Liebrand in this game up until the 9th inning the other night. Bob Nepper, Shane Rawley, Joe Hesketh, Jerry Kuzman, Dave LaPointe, now with the Giants. A lot of pitchers of the same sort are quite effective against the Cardinals.
You know, no question about that off-speed stuff.
Pat Sheridan takes a strike call over the outside corner as he leads off in the Kansas City second. He's had 3 hits in the series and a run batted in. He didn't like that last call from Jim Quick. He has occasional power, but he hit only 3 during the regular season. Here's the pitch from Cox, and it's a strike call, same spot, outside corner, strike 2.
He starts making pitches like he made last inning, the last 2 outs, and this pitch, first 2 pitches, he's going to be tough.
Kansas City has a hit. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss, and that's 4 in a row retired by Cox, and he put 4 or 3 pitches in the same spot, didn't he?
Yeah, if he gets his control now, it looks like he's getting it. He's going to be real rough.
Up comes Steve Balboni, and people are waiting for him to explode. He's had 54 hits, or 54 at-bats in postseason play with no extra base hits. And in the series, he's had 4 out of 18, plus 3 walks. And they play him deep, they play him to pull, and here it comes. Inside, ball 1. Danny Cox, the St. Louis pitcher, allowed 19 home runs during the year.
Yeah, he seems like that hanging slider probably gets him.
Balboni took it a low outside. Ball 2. Liebrand, Cox's opponent, allowed 17 home runs this year. But you couldn't tell it by the way he's pitched against St. Louis. Watch it here on 2-0, and a changeup is pulled foul past third base. They won't give in to this big guy.
No, they're not going to give in to him. They're trying to run the fastball in off the plate and then change on him.
Tino Landrum retrieves the ball, tosses it to a fan. If the 7th game is necessary, 8:15 Eastern Time is our CBS broadcast time tomorrow night. Each of these games has been played under the lights. Balboni chops her foul, and it's 2-2. The ball rolls slowly into the Cardinal dugout, fielded by Vince Coleman, who is out of action for the series. It's a shame that the people in the ballparks and tuned in on radio and watching on television couldn't get an earful or an eyeful of Vince Coleman. Next pitch, swing, and another foul off to the right.
I know I was sure looking forward to seeing him. When you see him on TV, I've seen him 4 or 5 times this year. Really exciting.
He's unique.
Makes things happen.
And he's a good outfielder, too.
Great outfielder. I've seen him make a couple plays on TV, outrun the ball.
1 out, nobody on. Full windup by Cox. His pitch, and it's ball 3. In spring training this year, Bill Burton, who still lives in Missouri, went down to St. Petersburg and worked with Coleman. Really improved his abilities. Mike Ferraro coaches at third base for Kansas City. 3-2 pitch with 1 out. Change up and a base hit. Balboni singles into center with 1 out. He got that bat out there. He waited back pretty well and then just poked a high pitch into center field.
And one thing I like about Cox, though, he's not afraid to throw that off-speed pitch anytime.
Well, the pitch was down as I watched a replay of it, and he went down and got it.
Made a good pitch, and he just stayed back.
1 on, 1 out for Sundberg, who's a very good opposite field hitter. Cox is going to play behind the runner, Balboni. Balboni stole 1 base this year.
But don't be surprised that they won't hit and run with him.
Sundberg is the batter. He has had 4 hits in the series, 4 out of 17. And the first pitch, a strike. Sundberg hasn't driven in a run in the series. Clark playing behind Balboni at first, and the Cardinal infielders looking for the double play. No score, second inning, next pitch, swing, foul, off to the right side, strike 2. Upper deck, lower deck, souvenir. New supply of baseballs for Jim Quick, the plate umpire. Wouldn't believe the weather at this time of year here in mid-America. In this I-70 World Series. Here's the pitch from Cox to Sundberg, up and in. Moved him off the plate, 1-2. Cox wears number 34 on his gray Cardinal uniform. The Royals decked out in white. The 1-2 pitch, a runner on, and it's high outside. 2-2 the count. Kansas City now has the only 2 hits of this game. Have a runner at first with 1 out. The runner not going, and a change-up strike call, a breaking ball. He took a little off it, and Sundberg becomes the 3rd strikeout victim.
He took a little off, but the ball was up a little bit. I think Sundberg thought the ball was a little high.
I think Cox is getting some calls on a few borderline high pitches, don't you?
Ball up, it seems like they're giving him that ball. But, you know, it's so borderline that, you know, by the time that ball gets over the plate, it is a strike.
The batter now is Buddy Biancalana. He's had 4 hits, switch hitter. The pitch, swing, and up the middle, and Ozzie a diving stop and force out. What a play by the Cardinal shortstop. He took a hit away from his fellow shortstop, Biancalana. He robbed Ozzie the other night.
Well, I think Ozzie just wanted to make sure that people remember that he is a pretty good fielder.
Smith was almost directly behind second base when he got the ball. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left. Kansas City has left 2. Cardinals have had no base runners. We played 2 innings, no score. We'll be back in just a moment.
Go for the lean. Arby's delicious, tender, juicy lean roast beef. Lean! Be lean! Be a lean dream! Lean dream! Eat lean, feel terrific! So lean! Down! All around! Eat leaner at Arby's. Eat Arby's great-tasting lean roast beef. Be lean! Eat lean! Eat lean! On the lean team! Lean on me! These days, you've got to be lean. So get lean at Arby's. Lean on me! Get Get Arby's lean roast beef. Delicious, tender, juicy lean roast beef. So much better than fatty fry foods. Arby's lean roast beef is served with a variety of terrific tasting toppings. So go for the lean, go for Arby's. Eat lean and feel terrific. Lean on into Arby's. Go for the lean.
It's that time when Midnight Madness takes over at Hanley Dawson. With delirious discounts on new Toyotas, Saabs, Nissans, Mitsubishis, Chryslers, Plymouths, and of course Cadillacs. 8.8% financing and $1,000 cash on the last of the full-size Eldorados in Seville. 1,000 cars and trucks, including Chicago's largest used car selection, discounted to move during Hanley Dawson's Midnight Madness. 150 West Ontario and 630 North Rush, all indoors.
Midnight Madness ends tonight. See today's Sun-Times and Tribune for details.
If you discount the ninth inning, in the first game that Lee Brandt pitched, he's allowed only 2 hits in 10 innings.
Yeah, he's pitched extremely well, and he's making great pitches whenever he wants to.
The CBS Radio Baseball Game of the Week returns in 1986, 20 consecutive Saturdays of Major League action. The designated inning will return with us. Guest announcers in the 5th inning, such as Dave Van Horn and Tommy Hutton of Montreal, Gary Thorne and Bob Murphy of the Mets, Harry Callis of the Philadelphia Phillies announcing team. The Baseball Game of the Week, a hit in 85, will be again in 86 on CBS Radio. First up, Cedeno. Breaking ball inside, ball 1 from the left-hander. 6 in a row retired by Lee Brandt, 1 on strikes. Cedeno has had 1 out of 13. One of the many slumping Cardinals. We're in the 3rd, no score. 2 hits for Kansas City, none for St. Louis. Cedeno, Porter, and Cox in this inning. They play Cedeno to pull. He steps out. Into the windup goes Lee Brandt, and Cedeno steps out again. In the 5 previous games, the Cardinals have scored 12 runs on 30 hits.
Yeah, that's not the Cardinals.
They led the National League in hitting with a .264 average. And they certainly have gone into a slump, but an inopportune time, and they all say they're lucky to be where they are, 3 games to 2. Cedeno, half swing, took a strike, 1-1. Crowd cheered that strike after all the stalling by Cedeno. Cedeno has 1 run batted in the series. They have room up the middle for him, and he takes a strike at Denise. 1-2. Cesar drove in the game-winning run in the first game of the series, which the Cardinals won 3-1. Lee Brandt ahead on the count, has been all night. Swing and a foul. May have made a mistake that time, but Cedeno fouled it.
Yeah, he got that ball up to him. Cedeno likes that ball up.
Cedeno spent the season with Cincinnati, joined the Cardinals before the September 1st deadline, making him eligible for the playoffs and the series. Lots of room up the middle as he bats, and a gap in right center. Swing and a foul off the very end of the bat, 1-2. Chalk up on that one. Cedeno, Porter, and Cox in this inning. In the series thus far, the Cardinals 30 hits, Kansas City 46. Cedeno leading off, swings and misses. He struck him out.
Between Cedeno and Van Slyke, they only have 1 or 2 base hits, 1 base hit in the series.
Cedeno and Van Slyke have been playing in the right field position for the Cardinals, and only Cedeno has a hit. Van Slyke 0 for 7. Cedeno 1 for 14. That's 1 out of 21 for those two.
That's not real good for a lot of run production.
No. In the series, the Cardinals have scored 3, 4, 1, 3, and 1. Porter the batter. Ball 1 to the left-handed hitter. He's had 1 out of 9 in the series. Leadoff man has been retired here in the 3rd. Lee Brandt throws a strike, and throwing strikes appears to be no problem for him.
Throws it just seems like wherever he wants to, Jack. He goes in on the corner. If he goes out, he's out on the corner.
They play Porter to pull. Here it comes, and a swing and a miss. 1-2. Porter's a good fastball hitter. Had 9 home runs during the season, but had a low .221 average. He'll be a free agent at the end of this season. There's some speculation as whether or not he'll be back with the Cardinals. He may be, unless they find somebody better. Here's the pitch. It's a ball, 2-2. Porter would like to get on and have Cox bunt him over. Cardinals looking for their first runner. Lee Brandt pitches. Swing and a foul, out of play. Porter spoiled a good pitch.
Yeah, he kind of held up on it. He checked a little bit, but fouled it off.
At 41,656 for each of the first 2 games played here, so I imagine the figure will be the same. Porter up on the bat handle just a bit, and Lee Brandt delivers. Inside, ball 3. Al Lanier coaching at third. There's some speculation that he may end up managing Houston. Nick Leyva at first. Three and 2 to Porter. And the 3-2 pitch from Lee Brandt. Swing a high pop foul, and there is a play for Brett. He has it, 2 out. And that is 8 in a row retired by the Kansas City left-hander. The pitcher comes up. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the CBS radio network.
Number 34, Danny Fox,
WBBM, Chicago.
Danny Cox is the St. Louis hitter. He grounds it to the right side to Balboni. The pitcher covers, out at first. And that's 9 in a row, and they've hit 1 ball hard. That was Smith leading off in the game.
Ball they hit to Brett, that's the only ball they've hit hard.
9 in a row retired by Lee Brandt. We go into the bottom of the 3rd. The pitcher will lead it off for Kansas City. And after 2.5 innings of play, the Cardinals nothing, the Royals nothing.
Have a seat, Mr. Ogg, Eugene Ogg. And I want to get a patent for my invention here.
Well, that's what the patent office is for. Suppose you tell me about it.
You just plug it into your personal computer and it prints stuff.
You mean like a printer?
Printer, huh? Gee, I was wondering what to call it.
Oh, Mr. Ogg, what makes your printer different?
Well, it can print up to 200 characters an hour.
That's pretty slow.
Yeah, but it hardly ever makes a mistake.
Well, Mr. Ogg, the IBM Pro printer does up to 200 characters per second. Graphics and near letter quality printing.
Well, what's a thing like that cost?
IBM's Pro printer is priced under $550.
Gee, I plan to sell mine for around $4 million.
I'm afraid, Mr. Ogg, not many people will want to buy a printer like yours.
Yeah, but if anybody does, I can retire.
The IBM Pro printer works with most personal computers. For the authorized IBM dealer or product center nearest you, call 1-800-IBM-2468 or contact your IBM marketing representative. IBM Personal Printers, for the finishing touch.
On the instrument panel of the new Honda Prelude SI, there are plenty of ways to make driving more enjoyable. Cruise control, air conditioning, power moonroof, and a stereo with graphic equalizer. But we haven't put all the fun at your fingertips. There's a little something for your right foot.
Pitcher leads off in the Kansas City 3rd. Charlie Lee Brandt throws left, bats right, and he's had 13 hits in the big leagues. Used to pitch for Cincinnati. He'll lead it off and precede Lonnie Smith and Willie Wilson to the plate. No score, bottom of the 3rd. If the Cardinals win here tonight, they'll be the champions. If they lose, we'll play here again tomorrow night to determine the champion.
Well, the Cardinals don't want to run this to 7 games, though, Jack. If they do, that's going to really put some pressure on them.
Lee Brandt leads off. Pendleton is in fairly close at 3rd. Here's the pitch on the way. And a strike is called as Cox pumped a fastball down the middle. Cox allowed a double by Lonnie Smith in the first, leadoff double, and a one-out single by Balboni. Leibrandt showed the bunt and took a ball. In the game he pitched previously, Cox pitched 7 innings, 2 runs, 7 hits. He fooled Leibrandt with a breaking ball, 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Not fair to throw a pitcher a breaking ball.
The Union will get after him. He might do it again. Now that he's broken the rule, and he struck him out on a high hard one. He didn't waste any time with him.
He's got much better stuff tonight than he had the first time out.
That's the 4th strikeout for Cox. He deals with Lonnie Smith. Smith worked the count to 3-2 his first time up and hit a double just inside third base. That was leading off, and he was left on. Kansas City may be looking back at that run.
Yeah, that was a big run for him to jump out in front.
That was one of the problems the Cardinals had this year, Sparky, trying to get that runner home from third with less than 2 out. You know, one of the best I ever saw at getting that runner home. Here's the pitch, and Smith takes ball 1. Roger Maris. Infielder's back. He just pulled the ball, hit a little ground ball to the second baseman.
That's all you have to do.
If he can do it.
Supposed to do it.
Outfield straight away for Lonnie Smith. He took a ball up and in. Ball 2. Smith had a half a dozen home runs for the Royals after joining them from the Cardinals. Another pitch from Cox. Change up, fly ball, right center. Willie McGee on the move, has it for the out.
One nice thing about Willie, he don't have to run too far. He already placed himself pretty good out there.
He got to the track in a hurry and made the catch handily, 2 out. The temperature here in Kansas City is 72. Boy, think of what it could be.
Oh, my goodness. You know, 1985, Jack, when you think about it, period, what a year it was for weather.
2 quick outs. Willie Wilson is up. Both Wilson and Lonnie Smith have 8 hits now for Kansas City. The most by a Cardinal is Landrum with 7. Up and in to Wilson batting left with 2 out. They love to get him on base ahead of Brett. Brett waits on deck. Bottom of the 3rd, no score. Cox pitches. Wilson takes ball 2. 2-0. Jose Martinez coaching at first. Mike Ferraro at third. Whenever Ferraro has had a chance, he's been very aggressive coaching down there. Wilson hammers it to left, and it'll be caught by Landrum, almost in his tracks, and down go the Royals. 1, 2, 3, and after 3 full innings of play, Kansas City has 2 hits, the Cardinals none, and it's the Cardinals nothing, the Royals nothing.
Hey, great, the big fight on a theater-sized screen.
Yeah, thanks for the invite, Bob.
Glad you guys could come.
Everyone comfy in their personal Viber Lounge chair?
You bet.
Who's ready for a light beer?
Bud Light, Bobby. Yeah, the light beer with a first name and taste.
Hey, I got some of that fancy kind with a sheep on the label.
Oh.
No Bud Light, huh? I just remembered, I got to clean the lint baffle on the spin dryer.
I'll help. Me too.
But guys...
Ask for Bud Light, because everything else is just a light.
So I forgot Bud Light. At least I can watch the fight with a real friend, right?
Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Cashback is back. Motorcraft's fall cashback offer can save you up to $5.90 on our quality performance product lines. On Motorcraft oil filters and extended tip spark plugs. On Motorcraft air filters and motor oil. Motorcraft's cashback is back from August 23rd to October 21st. Just in time to get your car winter ready. You get up to $5.90 cash back right from Motorcraft. Quality products for all makes of cars and trucks. Motorcraft exceeds the need.
Cheering at the baseball game can make your throat feel the pain. Throats get fixed with Vicks.
Vicks Throat Drops dissolve into an anesthetic syrup that coats, calms, and soothes scratchy, dry, or cough-irritated throats. Throat's a problem? Reach for medicated Vicks Throat Drops. Use only as directed.
As ye smoke, so shall ye cough. Get help to turn that coughing off. Throats get fixed with Vicks.
Throat Drops. From Vicks, of course.
We go into the fourth inning, no score. We have a distinguished visitor in the booth, Mr. Anderson.
That's right. Sparky knows that. Mr. Baseball himself, McLean Stevenson, right here.
Oh, you know one thing? You got all the answers to the game. You know it.
You know something? I've been listening to you broadcast these games, and you know the other night you said you were going into the house painting business, you know, in the off season. And there's just about 200 people out there now in the West Valley going over to Tommy Newsom's house trying to get you to, sign you up to do their houses.
Hey, tell me the truth. Are you still lying about your handicap?
No. I'm a good golfer, and you know it.
How's your new show going, McLean?
It's going very well, and you're nice to ask. Thank you, Jack.
Thank you.
You guys are doing a good job. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, Mac. This left-hander of Kansas City, Charlie Leibrandt, has retired 9 in a row. Ozzie Smith takes ball 1. He grounded sharply to third his first time. That was McLean Stevenson. Glenn Campbell sang the anthem tonight, and Sally Ride threw out the first pitch. Here comes another to Ozzie. Swing and a foul right back here. It will be Ozzie Smith, Willie McGee, and Tom Herr as the Cardinals try to get their first runner.
Yeah, if they can get something going here, they got to get their first man on just one time.
Brett even with the base at third. The pitch is up and in to Ozzie Smith, 2-1. Whitey Herzog was also moaning about the fact his batters have not been selective.
I agree with Whitey. They haven't been very selective at all.
2 balls and a strike to count. Leibrandt has retired 9 in a row, 2 of them on strikes. Ozzie Smith swings, pops her foul off to the right, and Sundberg has a play. That's 10 in a row retired. Sundberg takes care of a foul ball. And again, Smith swinging from the heels.
Yeah, Whitey's right. They're just not waiting and being patient. And another thing they're not doing, they're not going the other way. They're trying to pull everything.
You're right. Well, let's see. Smith pulled the ball. McGee hit his center. Herr struck out. Clark pulled the ball. Landrum did go the other way. Pendleton pulled the ball. Cedeno struck out. Porter fouled out. Cox went the other way but grounded out. And Smith has just fouled out and ball 1 to McGee. Lots of inning room up the middle as McGee bats and a big gap in left center. They think they know something. Never seen anybody defense him this way. Up high to Willie McGee, ball 2.
Surprising thing is the shortstop's playing over in the hole. They're giving the middle, and then they're giving all the left center. They're playing in the opposite in the outfield. They are in the infield.
McGee could hit a ground ball up the middle, maybe get a triple. With 1 out, he swings and fouls it back. It's 2-1. Leibrandt has been tremendous. He's retired 10 in a row. Brett is in at third, guarding against the bunt. McGee has 1 of the 2 home runs the Cardinals have hit in the World Series. The lefty goes to work. His pitch. Swing and up the middle. Shortstop will get it. Biancalana has it and throws. He's out. That's 11 in a row. And they just can't get good wood on it. It sounds like they're using old bats.
Old bats, they call it balsa wood, and they're hitting pumpkins.
We're scoreless in the 4th. The first 2 St. Louis batters have gone down, and Tommy Herr comes up. Again, I say he'd like to get down to bring Clark up with men on base. Herr fanned his first time, and that meant Clark led off in the second. Here's the pitch from Leibrandt. Strike called in the corner. George Brett will lead off in the Kansas City 4th inning. And that's the way the Cardinals like it. Tommy Herr, 4 out of 19. Hitting from the right side. Here's the pitch. And a foul trying to go to right. Strike 2 and a good play by a fan. He brought a glove and speared that line drive.
He said he got a lot of leather. He throws a lot of leather at him at the ballpark.
But can he hit?
Bad hitter. That's why he's sitting up here.
2 quick strikes on the batter, Herr. Leibrandt can't wait to throw the ball. He's pitching so well. Just missed outside. Isn't that right? Sparky, he can't wait for the catcher to give the sign and let him throw the ball.
Oh, he says this is a lot of fun. He likes this.
Let me at him. No score in the 4th. No hits for the Cardinals. 2 out. No hits, no walks. Leibrandt has been perfect. And a ground ball to third. Big hop to Brett. His throw wide but out. The inning's over. That's 12 in a row retired. And the Cardinals have hit 2 balls out of the infield. We played 3.5. No score. We'll be back in just a moment.
We got what it takes, true value.
Hello again, everybody. This is Harry Carey. It's been a long time since great household values were sold door to door. Seems like you have to go out looking for them these days. But thanks to True Value hardware stores, you only have to look as far as your mailbox, where you'll find a value-packed fall shopper circular. Just in time for fall yard work, they're offering strong Cervez plastic trash bags in assorted sizes for only $1.88 a pack. And the True Value 32-gallon trash can for only $7.77, built of rugged polyethylene. Then True Value hardware stores can help you light up your closet or garage without electrical wiring. Just hook up the BMG extra light battery-operated light. It's only $4.88 at participating True Value hardware stores and home centers. Tell them Harry Carey sent you.
We got what it takes, true value.
Who says you can't take it with you? At Susk Honda in Des Plaines, see all the new Honda cars, all the new Honda colors, all ready to go. Susk Honda is one of the largest exclusive Honda dealers in the Northwest and on the way to becoming #1 in Chicagoland. Before you pay more, check out the Honda Savings Store. Susk Honda. Drive your Honda home today. They're doing whatever it takes so you can take it with you at Susk Honda in Des Plaines. Phone 297-5700. Susk Honda. 60 degrees in Chicago.
It's a busy weekend in Kansas City. The Chiefs play the Denver Broncos in Arrowhead Stadium. I don't know if people are aware of the fact that they have stadiums side by side here. This baseball part, which seats 41,000 plus, and the football stadium, Arrowhead, which seats about 70,000 for football. It's a beautiful sports complex, and the Chiefs will be busy tomorrow, and we may have another baseball game here tomorrow night.
If we do, we're going to have a lot of traffic.
Throughout this 1985 World Series, the 5th inning has been our designated inning. Announcers from the Royals and Cardinals join us to describe the action. In the 5th, we'll hear from Mike Shannon and Denny Matthews. George Brett was called on strikes with a runner at third and 1 out in the 1st inning. He leaves it off. He's had a hit in each series game, and he is 6 out of 19. Left-handed batter against the right-hander Cox, and Brett's a home run threat. He takes ball 1 high outside. He really gets a good look at the baseball, and he's well off the plate. Flies into the ball, and he can pull it. Here it comes. And a strike is called on the outside corner, 1-1. Brett, White, and Sheridan in this inning. No score, bottom of the 4th. Cox delivers to Brett. And low with a breaking ball. Ball 2. Royals are waiting for Brett to go on a tear. Cardinals are waiting for anybody to break loose.
Just anybody. Whitey says, just give me 1.
Outfield straight away. Cox behind on the count. Here it comes. Swing and a foul. He was sitting on that fastball and fouled it back 2-2.
He got it away from him a little bit where he couldn't really hurt him.
We have a game here tomorrow night. 2 20-game winners. Saberhagen and Tudor will pitch. Saberhagen and his wife became parents for the first time today. A boy, they named him Drew. 9 pounds plus. 2-2 pitch. Brett. A little bit high. Ball 3. Full count on the leadoff man. And when you say, well, I'll challenge him, it can be a dangerous thing to do with Brett up there.
I doubt that he'll challenge him. He'll probably take a little something off of it.
3-2 pitch to the leadoff man in the 4th inning. Swinging a foul, backing out of play on a changeup. You called it, Sparky, but Brett has that ability to foul off good pitches.
Yeah, he's been a pretty good hitter, Jack. I think the trouble is, I think he's going to get better. I think he's coming into his own now.
Nobody on or out in the Royals' 4th inning. Cox was ahead on the count, and now it's 3-2. Here comes another pitch. Change up and a high fly ball to right. Cedeno at the fence. This ball may go. It's going to be caught by Cedeno right up against the fence for the first down in the inning.
Change up, and he just missed him. He didn't quite get to him.
There was no telling how far that ball was going to go, and in this heavy night air, it just didn't fly. Cedeno Could have gone back about another step or two.
I think he could have wanted back about another yard.
And there is one out, and Frank White comes up. Frank White, his first time up, grounded out and left a runner on. And that got some crowd reaction. 330 down the line in left and right, 385 in the power alleys. Here's a bunt. Here's Pendleton making a play, wide and safe. A base hit for White.
But Pendleton made a great play on that ball.
So did Clark.
Sure did.
Frank White gets the third Kansas City hit, a bunt single. You don't see a number 4 hitter bunt very often, but that's the second time he's done it in the series.
Well, he hasn't had to hit fourth until the World Series, though.
Right fielder at the Sheridan.
I suspect when they see some running here, because they'll be serving off-speed pitches to Sheridan, and White can still steal a base.
He still steal a base. He's good enough speed to do that.
Sheridan would like to pull the ball. Hitting room through the right side as Clark holds against the runner. Cox pitches, and there's a foul. Hard hit past first base, strike one. Cardinal infielders looking for the double play. The outfield straight away. That's Landrum in left, McGee in center, and Cedeno in right. Mike Ferraro at third gives the signs, and Sheridan gets back in. He struck out his first time. Cox checks the runner. Short lead. And the pitch is a ball low outside. You see a lot of pitchers that come down, look over. The runner has a short lead, and they wait, and allow the runner to get the big lead.
Absolutely, and that's where they make the big mistake.
Sheridan has had 3 hits in the series. Throw to first. Clark gets back in, White gets back in time as Clark took the throw. No score, bottom of the 4th. Royals have hit the Cardinals 3-0. Cardinals haven't had a runner in the first 4 innings. Next pitch. Sheridan takes a pitch, low, ball 2. Cox worked the count to 3-2 and barely got Brett on a long fly ball. Frank White bunted his way on base. Now this is what most baseball consider the perfect hit and run count, 2 balls and a strike. That's Sheridan, the hitter. White at first. He is going. The pitch is outside and the throw is there, and he is out on a good tag by Ozzie Smith.
Good tag by Ozzie and a great throw by Porter. He got out of there and got the ball quick and got rid of it.
Now Kansas City has now stolen 4 bases, been caught 4 times, and the count has gone to 3-1 to Sheridan. And Sparky Anderson has told us that this fellow is a dead fastball hitter. They do not play him to pull. He didn't have a ball to swing at as White was running. Change up and
he's just not going to let him up. He's been throwing his fastball when he throws it right for the outside corner off, and then the next pitch change up.
And I've heard you say he'll never get a hit if they don't throw him a fastball.
They don't throw him that fastball.
There are 2 men out. In the 4th, no score. Change up and a hard hit ball, and Herr can't get it. A base hit.
He got that one really up to him. That ball was about a letter high. It's not really a change-up when you get it up there.
On 3-1, he missed, but on 3-2, he didn't, and the batter is Balboni. Porter out to the mound, talking to Cox. Watch that runner, he says. Balboni singled his first time. In a game like this, and in a series like this, Sparky, somebody's going to pop a ball pretty soon.
You know, there's only been 3 home runs. Kansas City's hit 1, the Cardinals 2, and somebody's going to unload one.
Pendleton deep at third base. Cox had now allowed 4 hits, but Kansas City lost a runner. There goes Sheridan, and he comes back. There's a long one to center. McGee will get it, and that will end the 4th inning. Hit it kind of off the end of the bat, and the inning is over.
Yeah, he didn't get the good bat to it.
No runs, 2 hits, a man out stealing and 1 left for Kansas City. They've left 3. We have played 4 full innings here in the 6th game. And after 4 innings of play, Cardinals nothing, Royals nothing.
Stiller and Mira for Heisman here.
19, now calling number 19.
Miss Grindle, I have to use the company phone for a very important business conference.
Yes, sir, your number is 67. I'll call when it's your turn.
What is this, an office or a bakery?
You're at the end of the line, 67. Number 19, calling number 19.
Forget 19. This is me, 67.
Sorry, 67. Those are the rules. Our phone system just can't handle the load anymore.
There must be a better way.
There is. Harris Lanier. Number 19, it's your turn.
Who's Harris Lanier, and how did he get such a low number?
Harris Lanier isn't a who, it's a product. The Harris Lanier Renaissance series of business phones.
Harris Lanier?
From the Harris Corporation, the big high-tech company. Their phones are perfect for our office. They handle lots of lines.
This line is long enough.
Telephone line 67, not people line.
Right, but what about service?
Harris Lanier Renaissance phones are backed by their nationwide service network.
I demand a lower number so I can call Harris Lanier.
How about 25?
That's more like it.
Here's a quarter. Payphones at the end of the hall.
Imagine that you're here and you want to go there. It shouldn't take a lot of money or bore you to distraction. In fact, all it takes is a Honda Civic hatchback. They're economical to own and lots of fun to drive. That's an impressive engineering achievement, which is really neither here nor there.
Mike Shannon, Sparky, and Anderson and I were talking about the way the Cardinals have not been going the other way against the pitching of Charlie Liebrandt. This is the Cardinal broadcaster, Mike Shannon.
Well, one thing about it, Jack, I think that he's gotten inside on so many of the right-handed batters and jammed them that I'm very surprised. One of them, especially the guy that's walking in now to lead off the inning, Jack Clark, hasn't stepped back and at least pulled one foul to scare someone. A 0-0 game as Charlie Liebrandt goes back to the hill. And another 6 or 7 outs, and all the writers here at Royal Stadium in Kansas City will be streaming back through the record books to see when Don Larson pitched his perfect game. Here's a fastball, it's up, it's out over the plate, and it's a strike call. They're deep for Clark, and they play him to pull. Infield, outfield. Liebrandt winds and fires. Clark takes it outside, it misses, and it's 1-1. Clark popped out to the third baseman. Brett, his first time up. On a 1-1, the Cardinal slugger swings and misses. He had a good cut, had a good sinking fastball.
Mike, they try to throw fastballs, it looks like to me to Clark, up and in. The ball up and away, it looks like he drives real good, but the ball up and in doesn't look like he handles real good.
The one big base hit he did get in the series was in the right center.
Up and away.
Well, they got it up and out over the plate. Now on a 1-2 delivery, he's moved off the platter, and it evens the count at 2 apiece.
It ain't this easy, is it, Mike?
Tell you what, this Kansas City pitching is making it look that way. The Cardinals haven't hit well in the last month, but you can't take it away from these Kansas City hurlers. Here's a little pop fly in the short center. Back goes the second baseman, White. He makes a fine running play, and that is 13 in a row retired.
Willie Wilson broke back on that bomb, and he is thanking Craig White right now.
White went back very free and easy. All good infielders check to see where the outfielders are playing before the pitch is made, and I'm sure that White did on that occasion.
Absolutely, but Willie plays so close, Mike, that, he usually comes in and gets that if he broke back.
That time, though, with the dangerous power hitter Clark up, he was deeper. Here's Landrum, and a fastball that looked like a strike is called ball 1.
Well, he's starting the umpire here.
Jim Quick behind the plate. I know Sparky would have been yelling at him. Here's a swing and a foul out of play over the Royals dugout and into the seat. You'd have been saying, well, where was that pitch?
No, I yelled at my catcher. I yelled, Lance, was that ball outside?
A sneaky way, the old diplomat. Landrum walked.
Mike Liebrandt's not pitching as though he had the weight of the world on his shoulders, is he?
Well, when you've retired 13 in a row, it sure makes it a lot easier. He fires inside, and it's now even at 2 apiece. Nobody on, 1 out, 5th inning action, scoreless game. Liebrandt, the Kansas City left-hander, has a perfect game going. They shade Landrum to hit to right, give him left center as he swings and pops it foul right back here and over the boot.
He must have told somebody when he left the house we're going home early than that.
He is having no trouble. The only ball that was hit hard was the ball by Ozzie Smith leading off.
The only one.
He's fanned only 2. and he has a perfect game going here with 1 out in the 5th inning. The 2-2, Landrum swings and pops it up. On the right side, out goes White, in comes Sheridan, and the right fielder takes out number 2 here in the 5th. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identifications. Let everyone on the CBS radio network identify themselves.
WBBM, Chicago.
Barry Pendleton grounded to the third baseman. Brett is first time up. Brett is in. And just off the line as a slider is a strike call.
He's ahead of every batter.
He's fallen behind once, and I think that was to Clark. When he faced him in the 2nd inning, he went 2-0, but he got him on a pop-up. He throws inside, and it's 1-1.
Mike, I give this catcher, Jim Sundberg, a lot of credit.
I was talking to Bob Gibson earlier, Jack, and that's what we were discussing. Said Sundberg must be a heck of a catcher in calling. And, of course, Sparky could. There's a swing and a ground ball. Brett has it, and that is 15 in a row retired by Charlie Lebrand to the standing ovation of this big crowd. Thank you, men.
That was Mike Shannon. Denny Matthews will join us in the bottom half of the inning. We played 4 1/2. There is no score, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Go for the lean. Arby's delicious, tender, juicy lean roast beef. Lean! Be lean! Be a lean dream! Eat lean, feel terrific. So lean! Down, all around. Eat leaner at Arby's. Eat Arby's great tasting lean roast beef. Be lean! Eat lean! Eat lean! On the lean team. Lean on me! Lean on into Arby's. These days, you've got to be lean. So get lean at Arby's. Lean on me! Get Arby's lean roast beef. Delicious, tender, juicy lean roast beef. So much better than fatty fried foods. Arby's lean roast beef is served with a variety of terrific tasting toppings. So go for the lean, go for Arby's. Eat lean and feel terrific. Lean on into Arby's. Go for the lean.
It's that time when midnight madness takes over at Hanley Dawson. With delirious discounts on new Toyotas, Saabs, Nissans, Mitsubishis, Chryslers, Plymouths, and of course Cadillacs. 8.8% financing and $1,000 cash on the last of the full-size Alvarados and Sevilles. 1,000 cars and trucks, including Chicago's largest used car selection, discounted to move during Hanley Dawson's Midnight Madness. 150 West Ontario and 630 North Rush, all indoors.
Midnight Madness ends tonight. See today's Sun-Times and Tribune for details.
This is the 17th year of broadcasting Kansas City baseball for Denny Matthews.
Isn't that something?
It's a long time, man.
Who'd have thunk it, huh? This is quite a ball match. We go to the bottom of the 5th, and the Royals will have the lower third of their batting order. That means Jim Sundberg, Buddy Biancalana, and the pitcher Charlie Lebrand. Danny Cox able to work around the leadoff double by Lonnie Smith in the 1st inning, and Sparky, the big pitch, the big out for him, of course, in that inning was the strikeout of Brett.
No question about it. He made a perfect pitch on the inside corner.
And then Ozzie bailed him out with a fine play on Biancalana in the 2nd, and Danny Cox in a 0-0 ball game with Charlie Lebrand. And here's Jim Sundberg, who was called on strikes his first time up there. And Cox with a fastball inside, ball 1. Sundberg 4 out of 18 in the series. Danny Cox ready and pitches. Strike on the inside corner, and the count 1 ball, 1 strike. 4 strikeouts for the Cardinals right-hander. 1-1, nobody on, nobody out. Cox to Sundberg. Breaking ball, swing and a miss, and it's a ball, 2 strikes. Sparky, you remember the game that Charlie Lebrand pitched against your ball club, the Tigers, in the 3rd game of the playoffs last year.
Well, we killed him. We beat him 1-0.
On a force play. Sundberg takes a pitch just off the corner, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes on Jim. Outfield straight away for the Royals catcher, and here's the 2-2 pitch. Curve missed away, ball 3, and it's 3-2. hasn't walked anybody yet. He's 3-2 with Jim Sundberg. And the pitch. Curveball, line into left field, a base hit. That's the second breaking ball that he's hung. The other one was to Lonnie Smith back in the first inning. So Sundberg starts the fifth inning with a single. And now Buddy Biancalana will be at the plate. And Sparky, an interesting point in the game because Buddy Biancalana, normally a very good bunter, and Dick Hauser would be bunting with Biancalana except for the fact that his pitcher is coming up next. So this is something you fellas who manage in the American League now don't have to confront. How do you play it here?
It's the thing that makes this game so great is the fact we're playing without a DH, and it makes all those moves so much different.
So we'll see what the Royals do. Sundberg, not a good runner. Biancalana takes a breaking ball for a strike, and it's 0-1. Before Cox threw that first pitch for a strike, I thought that perhaps Dick would start the runner and let Buddy try to lay the bat on the ball. Sundberg a lead, a safe lead. The pitch to Buddy is fouled off, and now the count is 0-2, so his hands are tied.
Danny, I've seen a couple signs around the stadium here. Buddy Biancalana, MVP. All of a sudden, it's marvelous what a World Series will do for you.
Of course, Buddy and Onyx Concepcion shared the shortstop job throughout the course of the regular year. Buddy's number 1 now. That's his uniform number, and that's his number in the hearts of the Royal fans. He takes the fastball high and tight, and the count is a ball and 2 strikes. Charlie Leibrandt will be next.
Looked like Biancalana wouldn't have minded too much if he has been hit by that pitch.
We were talking about the strategy here, Jack. It's interesting because normally Hauser bunts with Biancalana in this spot, but Leibrandt is coming up next. And Buddy down in the count. The 1-2 pitch is up too high, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sundberg, a solid single to left. The Royals now have out-hit the Cardinals 5-0. The Cardinals without a base runner in the first 5. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Buddy Biancalana. Sundberg, a conservative lead at first. Danny Cox looks that way. The runner doesn't go, and Biancalana swings and lofts a high fly ball into right center. McGee and Cedeno converge, and it's Willie McGee to make the play. So Sundberg's at first with 1 away, and now Charlie Leibrandt.
This was the second time in the game that Kansas City's put their leadoff man on. Biancalana couldn't move him, and Leibrandt will probably be bunting.
Lonnie Smith with 8 hits in the World Series will be next. So if Charlie can move Sundberg up a notch, perhaps Lonnie could put the Royals ahead of his old team. But first, Charlie's got a job to do. Although he throws left, Leibrandt bats right. And he is around to bunt, gets the bunt down, and Clark's only play will be on Leibrandt. He tags him, and there goes Sundberg to second. So well done by Leibrandt. He hasn't done a thing wrong tonight.
That may turn out to be a big, big play, and now the RBI responsibility is on the shoulders of Lonnie Smith. He's driven in 2 runs in the series so far.
He's hit the ball hard twice tonight. He doubled into the left field corners. Cox hung a breaking ball in the first, and he had Willie McGee back at the warning track in deep center for his long drive in the 3rd inning.
And need we say that 1 run would look big, big, big for either club.
Leibrandt, 5 perfect innings so far. So here's Lonnie. Darrell Porter and Danny Cox had a long conversation about the pitching sequence here to Lonnie Smith. Willie Wilson will follow Lonnie Smith to the plate. So we'll see how the Redbirds pitch their former teammate here, Lonnie Smith. Right-hander against right-hander. Lead run at second in the bottom of the 5th. 0-0, and a breaking ball grounded to Pendleton. He's got it. Terry's throw is in time. And Cox makes yet another big pitch in a big ball game. So for the Royals, no runs, 1 hit. They leave 1. They have stranded 4. I'm Denny Matthews, and now back to Jack Buck.
Thank you, Denny. The Royals have left 4 and lost a man stealing. Even though the Cardinals haven't had a runner, they're just as good as Kansas City is after 5 full innings of play. St. Louis, nothing. Kansas City, nothing.
Comes a time when you deserve standing out, apart from all the rest, yeah.
Of all the discerning people who buy Buicks, more buy Century than any other.
Century, you know that you belong, yeah. Century, keeps rolling right along, yeah.
Head into the future in this century. The Buick Century.
Wouldn't you really rather have a Buick?
State Farm is there to help you keep all your family insurance up to date.
State Farm, may I help you?
Yes, I have an appointment with my agent for a family insurance checkup. How much will that cost?
Nothing, sir.
But all my insurance isn't with State Farm.
We'll still review everything.
State Farm's Family Insurance Checkup. It covers all your auto, home, life, and health insurance. The advice is free.
And like a good neighbor,
And the decisions are yours.
State Farm is there.
Hey, you know when you're taking it easy with an ice cold Budweiser, enjoying that clean, crisp taste? You know every Bud is the best it can be. This Bud's for you. For all you do, the king of beers is coming through. Hey, this Bud's for you. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
In a year, your car's engine breathes in 50 tons of air, dirty air. If your air filter gets clogged up or lets the dirt in, your car will stop breathing. To guarantee your engine breathes only clean air, there is one air filter, and it's from Purolator. Purolator makes the air filter guaranteed to filter out airborne grit, dirt, even dust. It's also one of the best-made parts you can put in your car. Purolator air filters. For the life and breath of your engine.
For the Cardinals, Cesar Cedeno tries to get on base, leading off in the 6th. Swing and a foul right back here. And strike one on Cedeno, who fanned his first time. 15 in a row have been retired by Charlie Liebrandt, the Kansas City left-hander. Here's the pitch. Low outside. Funny thing about a situation like this. As the pitcher goes along and throws goose eggs, no hits, no runs. The batters seem to play right into his hands. Here's the next delivery. Low outside. By that I mean people who have the capability of hitting a home run try to hit a home run, try to do the whole thing themselves, Sparky.
And that's what gets them out. They help him get themselves out.
2 balls and a strike to count. Liebrandt has not been behind many hitters. Swing and a miss, and he threw it by him down around the knees. Liebrandt this year had an earned run average of 2.69, 8 complete games, 3 shutouts while winning 17, but he lost 9.
But you figure, Jack, 269 in the American League, that's about a 220 in the National League.
2-2 to Cedeno. Porter and the pitcher to follow. Swing and a fly ball into left. That ball is going to be a base hit well in front of Lonnie Smith. Cedeno stops at first, and Smith makes a strong throw back to second, and the Cardinals have their first base runner of the night. He didn't hit that ball very well.
He either hit it dead off the end or right off the fist. He just looped it out there.
So a leadoff single. That's the first Cardinal runner. We're in the 6th, and the batter is Porter. Now Kansas City's outfield will swing to the right. Porter fouled out his first time, and the infielders seek the double play ball. First baseman Balboni will hold against Cedeno, who still has the capability of stealing a base. Liebrandt checks him and throws over there. Liebrandt does not have a good move.
Absolutely not. He's just more or less a regular left-hander. He don't have that extra good one.
Porter waits. He's right on top of the plate. Hitting room through the right side. The pitch is made. Inside, ball 1. Cardinals trying to end it here tonight. And in this game, it looks like a run or two is going to do it for either club. Cardinals have now been out-hit 5-1 by Kansas City. Cedeno just got the first and his second in the series. Porter took a breaking ball strike, 1-1. No matter what the count is, Liebrandt is getting everything over.
Everything he wants and where he wants to.
And again, we look at that catcher, Sundberg. Making good calls, setting up the hitters. Here's the pitch to Porter instead of throw to first base. He's no Warren Spahn with his pickoff move, I tell you that.
Absolutely not, or he's no Horton.
1 ball, 1 strike to Porter. They give him a bit of left center. He doesn't hit the ball in that area very often. He used to when he played here in Kansas City. Cedeno a pretty good lead and another throw over there. Lebrand looks like he disjoints himself when he throws over to first base.
Looks like he's laboring when he throws to first.
Leadoff single by Cedeno in the 6th inning of a scoreless game. And a 1-1 count on Porter. The pitcher next. From the belt. And to the plate. Swing and a fly ball, base hit into right. Cedeno stops at second base and gets back in as Sheridan throws to second. Back-to-back hits by Cedeno and Porter. And now a very important at-bat for Danny Cox, who will try to move them over.
And both of those balls just were the same type hits. They just looped over the infield.
Cedeno is thinking about going to third. How well does Sheridan throw?
Very good. Not like Van Slyke, but very good and very accurate.
Now the Cardinals will have Danny Cox up there. He grounded out his first time, and he'll be trying to bunt them over. And sometimes it's tough to do on this AstroTurf, and sometimes the defense will play a little game with the shortstop covering, the third baseman charging. Cox has not been a good bunter.
Well, they use that play, too, where the shortstop goes to third.
Cedeno has the key base running play. This is the toughest base running play in baseball. The runner at second. Here's the play, and he's going to bunt and took a strike. Kansas City infielders were running all over the place. Cox does have the capability of making contact, which he may do if the Royals play that game again, with the third baseman charging in, the shortstop covering third. In fact, Biancalana broke a little too quickly.
Too soon. If he breaks that soon again, I'm thinking he's going to swing.
Cox is at the plate. It's the biggest threat for either club tonight. No score in the 6th. The pitch. He's going to bunt in the air, and that's the only out. It was caught by Brett, and there's 1 out.
I'm surprised there because all George had to do was let that ball hit, throw to third, over to second, and back to first, and Cox didn't even run.
I don't know how many people know this. We all are aware of the infield fly rule. But on a bunted ball, the infield fly rule does not apply, and he really could have had a triple play.
This was a triple play, Jack, right here.
Perfect. Of course, Brett had his back to the runners and didn't know what Cedeno was doing.
That's a triple play.
Now Ozzie Smith is up, first and second and 1 out. Cox tried to bunt him over and popped out to Brett. Now time is called by the umpires. Ozzie Smith has not driven in a run this year in the series. He's 0 for 2 tonight, and he's had 1 out of 18 in the World Series, after being the most valuable player in the playoff against the Dodgers.
But we do know he's a clutch player, and this is the kind of situation, that he likes.
There's hitting room through the right side. Lots of room between White and Balboni. Brett's about 3 steps behind the base, and here's the pitch to Ozzie Smith. Inside, ball 1. Smith is grounded sharply to third and fouled out to the catcher. He could put St. Louis on top in this 6th game. No score, 6th inning. Lebrand pitches. Smith grounds a double play ball to Biancalana. Out at second. Out at first. The inning's over. Put their first 2 on. Cox couldn't bunt him over. He popped out. Smith hit into a double play. No runs, 2 hits, 1 left. This crowd loves it here in Kansas City. And after 5.5 innings of play, it is still the Cardinals nothing, the Royals nothing.
You know, baseball is one of America's great traditions. There's no better way to relax than to listen to your favorite team along with your favorite friends and your favorite beer, Budweiser. The choicest ingredients, exclusive beechwood aging, and years of experience. That's what gives Budweiser its clean, crisp taste and makes it the king of beers. Baseball and Budweiser. Because one great tradition deserves another. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
A winter storm, power lines down, spitting sparks all over the ground. Gotta go fix them, can't fool around. You're gonna go with Prestone.
A fresh fill of Prestone 2 antifreeze fights freeze up and rust up too. Your radiator can become corroded after just 10,000 miles of driving on weak, neglected antifreeze. But Prestone helps keep your radiator clear. Get the Prestone difference.
America goes and goes and goes with Prestone.
The Alpine Touch. Listen for it. Look for it in car audio systems, cellular telephones, mobile security systems. The Alpine Touch. Only in the world of Alpine mobile electronics. A manufacturer committed to quality. A dealer committed to you for system selection and placement. Experience it. The Alpine Touch.
4 cities in 5 days? Yeah, hold that flight!
Sorry, sir. It just left.
Oh.
Try the stress release exercise from Theragram Stress Formula. Sit down, grab the chair, squeeze hard, count to 5, let go. Stress can increase your need for C and B complex. Vitamins Theragram Stress Formula is high in and can replace. When stress robs you of vitamins, fight back with this exercise, good food, and Theragram Stress Formula.
The first double play of the night still has these fans buzzing here in Kansas City, and it bailed the Royals out of a tough 6th inning. Danny Cox' failure to bunt him over changed the inning. Sparky Anderson is still salivating about that triple play they could have had.
Well, there's a situation, especially on this turf, where the ball lands, it bounces right up to you. But Sundberg there, evidently, he's got to let him know. You know, he's got to yell, let it hit in 3, because George has his back to the play, like you said.
Willie Wilson leads off and lines a base hit into the right field corner. Over to get it, Cedeno. Good play, and he holds him to a single. Wilson walks up and laces one into right for his 9th hit of the World Series.
Like you said, Jack, I don't think you'll make a better play. Cedeno got after that ball immediately, because that ball could be a triple.
That ball gets into the corner here. Anything could happen.
Should be a triple.
Wilson is on and Brett is up, and this is what the Royals like. He has struck out and flied very deep to right field. That is the 6th Kansas City hit. And Wilson is a threat to run, but if he runs, they'll walk Brett.
They might take that chance here.
Wilson takes his lead. No score, bottom of the 6th. George Brett bounces a double play ball to Hurd. Ozzie Smith, the first double play. And there are 2 quick outs in the Kansas City 6th, and Brett is 0 for 3.
And that was a big out there to get that double play, especially after the way they lost their runs in the top of the inning.
And the batter is Frank White with 2 out and the bases empty. Well, before Wilson had a chance to run, Brett swung at the first one, grounded it sharply to Herr. In the Cardinals' 7th inning, it'll be McGee, Herr, and Clark. Frequently, when the A team gets out of a jam, as Kansas City did in the top of the inning, the team then comes back offensively after the good defense. And Wilson started it, but Brett slowed it down, and White's trying to crank it up again. He is grounded out, singled, was out stealing. 1 for 2, the pitch. Ground ball to third, it is foul as it gets to Pendleton with 2 out. Kansas City has out-hit St. Louis 6-2. There have been no errors.
Well, they've been out-hitting him, but like you said, it don't matter if you out-hit him if you don't put no points up there.
Yes, it rapidly getting to the point where a run or 2 is going to win it, particularly for the Cardinals, who've had the better bullpen work.
Absolutely.
Cox pitches. White jumps back a ball. 1-1. Frank White has the only Kansas City home run in this series, and he has driven in 5 runs. He's had 6 out of 22. Right-handed batter. Pitch misses outside from Cox. No score, bottom of the 6th inning, and a very tense 6th game. Swing and a miss, trying to go to right with a fastball.
You know, I think, Jack, we've talked so much about Leibrandt because he had a no-hitter going, but this Cox is really pitching outstanding. He's making great pitches.
Only once did he set them down without putting a man on base. White strikes out on a high, hard one, and that ends the inning and gives Cox his 5th strikeout, and he's begging for a run. No runs, 1 hit, a double play, nobody left. Kansas City has left 4, hit into a double play, lost a man stealing. The Cardinals have left 1 and hit into a double play. We're down to a 3-inning game, folks. We've played 6. Cardinals and Royals, no score. We'll be back in just a moment.
Hello again, everybody. This is Harry Carey. It's been a long time since great household values were sold door to door. Seems like you have to go out looking for them these days. But thanks to True Value hardware stores, you only have to look as far as your mailbox, where you'll find the value-packed Fall Shopper Circular. Clean up leaves fast with a true-tempered 24-inch rake, only $4.88, featuring a polypropylene head. Then True Value hardware stores can help your heating system run more efficiently with furnace filters from American Air Filter. Choose from selected sizes and get 3 for only $1.89. Then stock up on Rayovac heavy-duty batteries in assorted sizes. Just $2 for a big economy pack at participating True Value hardware stores.
We've got what it takes, True Value.
Who says you can't take it with you? At Susk Honda in Des Plaines, see all the new Honda cars, all the new Honda colors, all ready to go. Susk Honda is one of the largest exclusive Honda dealers in the Northwest and on the way to becoming #1 in Chicagoland. Before you pay more, check out the Honda Savings Store, Susk Honda. Drive your Honda home today. They're doing whatever it takes so you can take it with you at Susk Honda in Des Plaines. Phone 297-5700. Susk Honda. WBBN News Time, 5 before 9.
CBS Radio Sports is preparing for the next edition of the NFL Tonight. Each week, Hank Stram, John Rooney, and I are on the air to talk pro football. You're invited to be part of the broadcast. Print your name and telephone number on a postcard or letter. Send it to the NFL Tonight. Post Office Box number 1, Radio City Station, New York, New York, 10101. We'll select entries each week and call you. Be part of the fun. NFL Tonight, Post Office Box number 1, Radio City Station, New York, New York, 10101. Well, it doesn't matter that the Cardinals have had only 2 base runners. We're scoreless going into the 7th. Willie McGee takes ball 1 low from Charlie Liebrandt. He's walked none, fanned 2, and retired 15 in a row before Cedeno got a hit. Then Porter got a hit, but Liebrandt got out of the 6th. And we're scoreless in the 7th. Brett guards the line at third base. Hitting room up the middle for McGee. He's 0 for 2. Fly to center, grounded to short. There have been 3 fly balls hit to the outfield, that's all. Against the pitching of Charlie Liebrandt. McGee hits it hard to short. Biancalana, a long throw. He's out on a close play. Biancalana made a dandy throw to get the speedy McGee 1 out.
He got rid of that ball so quick and had so much on that ball. That's the only way you could. That's amazing that McGee could make that play that close on a ball hit that hard.
He was out by a whisker to start the 7th inning.
Boy, no wonder he plays that tennis, serves it and goes over and hits it back.
And the batter is Tom Herr, 0 for 2, 4 out of 20. Right-handed batter. They play him straight away. Brett guards the line again at third, and here's the pitch. Up high, ball 1.
You know, Jack, I hear some things like this has been a boring series. No, I don't know what people are looking at. We've seen some of the best defensive baseball you want to see.
Talking to Blackie Sherrod of Dallas, he thinks it's a terrific series.
Well, I do. I think it's been outstanding.
With 1 out, Tom Herr hits it up the middle, and that's a hit. Oh, Biancalana gets it and throws. He's out! And he took a hit away from Herr.
I think Biancalana's been talking to Ozzie too much during this series.
He went to his right to throw out McGee. He went to his left to throw out Herr.
I don't know what more you want to see if you want to see good baseball.
That ball came up for him. That's the only break he got, and that helped him make the play.
The ball came up, but like you said, when you said it's a base hit, I thought it was a hit all the way.
Looked like Tommy Herr had something with 1 out. Instead, there are 2 out, and the batter is Clark. He is popped to third, popped to second. And you know what he's thinking.
what's his 11th time now he's hit with nobody on?
Oh, more than that. I was talking earlier about leading off. 10 times he's led off an inning. He's been up with the bases empty more often than that. Brett guards the line deep at third. Swing and a miss, strike one. And Leibrandt, after pitching out of a tough 6th inning, continues to roll. Sheridan, Balboni, and Sundberg will bat in the Kansas City 7th. Outfield deep to the left for Clark. Strike call inside corner, and he didn't like the call. Strike 2. This pitcher never walks anybody, Sparky.
Don't walk him, but the big problem is he don't throw it down the middle.
2 quick ones on Clark in the 7th with 2 out and the bases empty. Outside ball 1. The on-deck hitter is Landrum. Scoreless game, 7th inning. Looks like 1 run's going to do it for somebody. They play Clark to pull. Next pitch is on the way. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. A high, hard one, and Clark is 0 for 3. Leibrandt gets his 3rd strikeout. The Cardinals go down in order for the 6th time in 7 innings. And it's 7th inning stretch time here in Kansas City. The Royals about hit the Cardinals 6-2. And after 6.5 innings of play, it's the Cardinals nothing and Kansas City nothing.
Honda has a way of bringing out the best in everybody. It's called the Accord. Whenever we introduce a new Accord, everybody else returns to the drawing board to try their best. Here we go again. Honda introduces the new Accord 4-door sedan. What will be, will be.
My son Joe's got a nice job, good pay and everything, but his lunches, sushi, tacos, Buddhist delight, good thing he gets decent meals at home. I serve spaghetti with ragu sauce, the kind Joe was brought up on, and now they also make it with extra cheese, the way Joe likes it best.
Traditional ragu spaghetti sauce, now available with 2 new flavors, extra cheese or extra garlic. That's Italian.
And it's the only thing keeping my Joey alive.
Hello, this is Dick Cavett, and it's time to question Cavett on insurance.
We gladly insure our cars and home, but the twice-yearly auto payments are killers. What can we do?
See, who was the smart person who said divide and conquer? Well, the Safeco Combined Billing Plan does just that. It lets you consolidate your Safeco home, auto, and both policies and then divide them into monthly payments that are easy on your budget. So why not conquer those twice-yearly auto premiums with the Combined Billing Plan from Safeco, the Smart Choice Company?
Available in most areas.
Extra, extra, read all about it. Thousands get free Purex laundry detergent.
Did I miss the Purex free deal, Jimmy?
Oh, not yet, Mrs. Adams. Look in last Sunday's paper, and you'll see the ad. Just send in 2 proofs of purchase from 2 different Purex products, and they'll send you a coupon for a free 42-ounce box of Purex detergent.
There's still time?
You bet, but better hurry.
Oh, thanks, Jimmy.
Right. Extra.
There's still time. Look in your October 20th Sunday paper for the Purex free deal.
Some games, some pitching. Bottom of the 7th, Pat Sheridan, the left-handed hitting right fielder of the Royals, leads it off against Danny Cox, no score. Royals 6 hits, Cardinals 2. Sheridan has 1 of the hits. A changeup is a strike call.
Boy, this guy here, you got to like this Cox the more you see him.
He's had 5 strikeouts. There have been no walks in the game. And another one to Sheridan, and a fastball is on the outside corner, strike 2. It'll be Sheridan, Balboni, and Sundberg here in the Kansas City 7th. They've left 4, hit into a double play, and lost a man stealing, trying to put Sheridan on base. Next pitch, swing and a miss. He struck him out. 6th strikeout for Cox. He deals with Balboni. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the CBS radio network.
WBBM, Chicago.
Steve Balboni is singled and flied out, and these fans here want him to crunch one. Ball one inside.
That's what he's thinking, too, Jack. He wants to crunch one.
Outfield deep to the left. Landrum pulled toward the corner. McGee in left center. Pendleton deep at third. Here's the next pitch from Cox, and it's inside again, ball two. And this is when you make a fellow like Balboni double dangerous. If he finds his pitch in a certain spot, he can lose it. He hit 36 home runs this year. Cox delivers, and a strike is called in the inside part.
Made that good pitch right on the inside corner.
Balboni strolls around. One out, bottom of the seventh, no score. Cox into the windup in his pitch. Up high, ball three. The on-deck hitter, Sundberg. Cox hasn't walked anybody, and he won't lay it in there for Balboni. Or at least he doesn't want to. Balboni will be hacking. Here's the 3-1 delivery with one out, and it's in the dirt, and he walked him.
He walked him, Jack, because he wasn't going to give him a pitch to hit.
And it brings up Sundberg. You can get him on a double play. On the other hand, he's a good hit-and-run man. And late in the game here, they may start that runner. Talking about the Royals, scoreless, bottom of the seventh. They have now had 7 runners, 6 hits and a walk. They've left 4, hit into a double play, lost a man stealing, and have Balboni at first, 1 out. Sundberg struck out and then ripped a single to left. Off the stretch is Cox. Here's the pitch. Breaking ball, strike call. In the Cardinal bullpen, Todd Worrell warming up.
Now they want to throw some flame at him, I guess.
And the Royals are going to loosen up a hurler. Another one to Sundberg. Swing and a foul. Trying to go to right, and that's strike 2. Quisenberry warms up for Kansas City. And their pitcher is due to bat 5th in this inning. And they have 1 on, 1 out. Outfield is playing to the right for Sundberg. Jack Clark's playing behind Balboni at first. He takes a short lead. Here's the pitch. Swing and another foul off to the right side. Sundberg being very persistent about going the other way. The Cardinal 8th inning will find Landrum, Pendleton, and Cedeno coming up. A 1-out walk to Balboni. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss and a strikeout on a sharp slider.
I tell you, he's really got good command now, and he knows it. He knows he can't give up a run, too.
Well, a standing ovation from some of the fans for Buddy Biancalana. He's 0 for 2 in the game. He's 4 out of 14 in the series, but he has sparkled in the field. And he's up there batting left-handed. Switch hitter. Clark continues to play behind Balboni, and there's a strike on the outside corner. Cox now has 7 strikeouts. 49 Kansas City players have fanned in the series thus far. That's a record in a 6-game series. Next pitch. Change up, line drive, base hit, right field. Balboni stops at second. And the pitcher comes up, and now what do you do?
This is why, Jack, I've always said that DH cannot be in the game for this reason. That manager has to make a tremendous decision here. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. 2 out, the winning run at second base, and now he's got to make a decision. This is what makes it great.
Biancalana just got his 5th hit of the series. By the way, in the top half of the inning, Biancalana threw out McGee. Had McGee not been thrown out and was bang-bang at first, they'd have been playing in, and Hearn's ball up the middle would have been a single, and it would have been 1st and 3rd, nobody out.
Absolutely. Biancalana's playoff for McGee turned the whole thing.
So now Liebrandt is up. He has struck out and sacrificed, and he could put himself on top. He throws left and bats right. Outfielders are shallow, and there's a swing and a miss on a breaking ball. Even if the Royals fail to score here in the 7th, they'll have the top of the order up in the 8th.
Absolutely.
2 on, 2 out, and strike 1 on Liebrandt. At 13 hits in the National League. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. And Cox is in a spot to strike out the side.
He's giving him 2 hooks in a row, and I'll guarantee you he won't ever see a straight ball.
You never know, though. I've seen some crazy things in this game.
Won't be no straight ball, Jack.
0-2 the count and the 0-2 pitch. And he struck him out on a half swing. He went around. Cox struck out the side. He's fanned 8. And Kansas City leaves 2, and they've stranded a half a dozen. In the 7th inning, no runs, 1 hit. A walk, the first of the night by either club, and 2 left. Folks, we've got a 2-inning game on our hands. Kansas City's out-hit the Cardinals 7-2 after 7 full innings of play. St. Louis, nothing. Kansas City, nothing.
Light beer, please, and a mess of change for the jukebox.
Which one do you want?
B2. Life ain't meant for everybody.
I mean, which light beer do you want?
D3. It's called they're all the same to me.
Here, try Bud Light, the light beer with the first name and taste.
Hey, you're right. Bud Light's great. I'm dedicating C5 to you.
C5?
You showed me the light, and I drank it.
Ask for Bud Light, because everything else is just a light.
Pretty fancy.
Fancy? I just ate a mess of jalapenos. Another Bud Light, huh?
Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
We've asked owners of every make of car to be with us today. All here?
Yeah.
Okay, now the subject is the lifetime service guarantee, the car repair guarantee that's good for as long as you own your car. Now, all those not eligible for it, take one step backwards. Let's go. Come on, Chrysler, Dodge, back there. All you GM owners, step back. All you imports. Now, who's left? Ford.
Mercury.
Lincoln. The lifetime service guarantee. Or take a step backwards.
You can see the guarantee at participating Ford or Lincoln Mercury dealers. Quality cars, quality care. A high-performance computer can unleash the power of your business. The Tandy 2000 from Radio Shack has the high performance to manage your business, to create and design, to market and sell. And with the Tandy 2000, you get Radio Shack technology, service, and support. We'll be here when you need us. The Tandy 2000 can meet your needs today and tomorrow. Get the high performance your business needs. Call Radio Shack today. Tandy, clearly superior.
No score after 7 innings of Game 6. Greetings to all of you across the country enjoying the 1985 World Series on CBS Radio. And to those of you around the world tuning in on Armed Forces Radio, here's a friendly reminder. We are friendly folks, aren't we?
Oh, we're friendly.
Standard time returns tonight, an hour of extra sleep. Spring ahead, fall back, right? In the fall, you move the clock back. Tomorrow you get up at 2 o'clock, and you move your clock back to 1 o'clock.
What's nice about that, you know, you can stay up an hour later.
Well, that's the way you do it. I get up at 2 and move it back. Well, here we go into the 8th. And we said early on it looked like 1 run was going to decide this game. Landrum leads it off. Scoreless in the 8th. He's flied to right twice. Brett's on the line at 3rd. Swing and a miss, and a high, hard one by Lee Brandt.
I think what you said about Whitey saying they're not being patient, they're just all trying to leave the ballpark.
Landrum, Pendleton, and Cedeno here in the 8th inning. Another one from the lefty. Swing and a foul. Strike 2. Landrum had a good cut and a good idea that time. He flied to right in the 2nd, flied to right again in the 5th. Lee Brandt has not walked anybody. He's fanned 3. There have been 3 balls hit to the outfielders. And he's allowed only 2 hits. Ball 1. He got into trouble in the 6th. A single by Cedeno to left, a single by Porter to right. Cox couldn't bunt them over, and a double play followed his pop-up. Lee Brandt had a chance to put himself on top in the bottom of the 7th, but he struck out. Landrum leading off, a fly ball to left center. Willie Wilson will get it. He's back there and has it, and Landrum's 0 for 3. Now the pitcher is up to his old tricks again. That's 6 in a row. He's retired. He set down 15 in a row earlier. He'll pitch to Pendleton.
The Cardinals remember one thing. He was leading 2-0 in the first ball game, and they did score 4 runs, so you don't forget that as a club.
Cardinals came here and won the first 2. Then they returned to St. Louis, and the Royals won 2 out of 3. That's why we're here in Game 6. Here's the pitch to Pendleton. Swing and a ground ball, base hit to right. Pendleton with an inside-out swing, pounded it to right. Hard hit for the 3rd Cardinal hit.
That's what you got to do. You got to be going the other way with him and not trying to pull him. And that time he just shot that ball through there.
That's the 5th hit of the series for Pendleton, and it brings up Cedeno. Kansas City wants another double play. Cedeno wants another hit. He is struck out and singled. No score, 8th inning. Brett deep behind the base and on the line at third. Hitting room through short, therefore, and hitting room through the right side as Balboni holds against Pendleton. Pendleton swiped 17 bases this year. Leibrandt will throw over there a time or two. There's one, and the runner gets back. Now the hits are 7 Kansas City, 3 for St. Louis. Cardinals could win it here tonight, and the Royals could force a 7th game. Cedeno watches another throw go to first base. Cedeno struck out in the 3rd, single to left his next time up.
Leibrandt really leans when he's going to first base.
Balboni holds against Pendleton. Another throw to first base. That's 3 of them. Nothing doing in the Royals bullpen. You remember what happened previously. Leibrandt had the Cardinals shut out until the 9th inning in the 2nd game of the series. Off the stretch, the lefty. Pitches, Cedeno swings and nubs it foul off to the right, strike 1.
He turned that one over, and Cedeno chased it for him.
A 1-out single by Pendleton. Cedeno's at the plate, and Darrell Porter's on deck, and then the pitcher's due to follow. There's nothing doing in either bullpen. Worrell warmed up earlier, so did Quisenberry. They play Cedeno straight away. They give him a little of the right field corner. Leibrandt taking a little more time now. He's ready. His pitch, low with a screwball, 1-1. Al Lanier coaching at third. Nick Leyva at first, and the Cardinals may do some running.
I got a feeling he's going to run, Jack, because Leibrandt showed him he's leaning when he's going to first, and when he's not going to first, he's just coming right up with the shoulders or staying straight.
A check on Pendleton and a throw over to first.
He really turns those shoulders when he's going to first.
Cedeno steps out, wears number 7 on his Cardinal uniform. We are scoreless in the top of the 8th, 1 on, 1 out, 1 ball, 1 strike. Outfield straight away. Infielders looking for 2. Balboni holds against Pendleton. Leibrandt looks over there. The runner not going, and they pitch out. Ball 2, 2-1.
They thought the same thing we thought, Jack.
Frequently, after a pitch out, a club will hit and run. 2 balls and a strike to count. No score, 8th inning. Porter waits on deck as Cedeno waits for the pitch. Leibrandt checks the runner. Not going. Swinging at a foul, and he had one to hammer, but he fouled it back.
Cedeno had one of his real good swings. That one there was meant to be up on the bank.
Leibrandt challenged him with a high fastball and got it by him. They haven't thrown Cedeno many fastballs.
Not too many, because especially up, he really gets on that ball.
He took some swing. Woo. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now Leibrandt can afford to try that screwball out pitch of his. And if Cedeno tries to pull it, it'll be a double play. 2-2 the count. 1 on, 1 out. And the runner not going. And ball 3 inside. Throw to first. The runner got back. Sundberg threw to Balboni, but Pendleton got back in. Pretty close. 3-2. Now we'll watch the runner. Pendleton knocks a little of the loose dirt away, and as he does so, looks over at Hal Lanier, coaching at third. This is only the 3rd runner of the evening for St. Louis, and we're in the top of the 8th. 3 singles is what they've had. 3-2 on the batter. Pendleton a lead. A throw over there. It's about a half a dozen times Leibrandt has thrown to first. Now they're busy in the Kansas City bullpen again. Quisenberry is one. And a left-hander is warming up. That's Black. 3-2 the count. Pendleton at first. He's running. Ball 4. Cedeno gets the first walk from Leibrandt. And there are 2 on, 2 out for Darrell Porter, the left-handed batter. That's the first pass by the Kansas City left-hander. Black and Quisenberry are in the bullpen. Now as we get around to the number 8 hitter, Porter with the pitcher next. Daly warms up in the St. Louis bullpen. One little old run's going to win this for somebody, and if it's for the Cardinals, that means the series is over. A hit here would really hurt Kansas City.
Oh, it would really hurt them right now.
Porter fouled out and singled. You can get him on the double play. Outfield plays him to pull. No score, 8th inning, 2 on, 1 out. Here's the first pitch. Porter takes a strike call in the inside corner.
I was surprised that he pitched him in on the first pitch.
Me too.
Porter likes that ball in there.
That's his pitch. He was caught looking. Strike 1. Another from Leibrandt is on the way. Swing, and a long one is foul out in right field, and that's strike 2.
He really turned on that ball. He got it inside, and he turned on it for him.
2 quick ones on Porter. Danny Cox next, and the Cardinals would pinch hit for him. 2 quick strikes on Porter. Trying to drive in his first run of the World Series. No score in the 8th. Pendleton at second base. Cedeno at first, 1 out. Leibrandt steps off the rubber. Porter steps out, 0-2 the count. Royals want the double play. Cardinals want a hit from Porter. Leibrandt has given up a hit and a walk in this inning. He's ahead on the count to Porter and delivers. Strike called, and Porter howls about the call. And the Cardinals are going to pinch hit for Cox. The 4th strikeout for Leibrandt. I knew he wouldn't get another fastball.
No, that first one was the one he should have jumped on because he got it inside, and then once he got him 2 strikes, he just hit that outside corner.
Well, here is one of the lesser lights who gets a chance to shine here, Brian Harper.
He couldn't get a bigger hit in his whole life than right here.
2 on, 2 out. Pendleton at second, Cedeno at first, and Harper bats for Danny Cox. Cox was outstanding for 7 innings.
Excellent. He just got better and better as the game went on, Jack. I can see now why he won 18 games.
Cox pitched 7 innings, no runs, 7 hits, struck out 8 and walked 1. Caused Kansas City to leave 6 on. The new pitcher will work to the top of the batting order. That new pitcher is going to be Ken Daly. Meanwhile, Brian Harper is up. And in this series, Harper is 0 for 3 as a pinch hitter. He has to get a 2-out hit if the Cardinals are to score. Off the stretch, Leibrandt pitches to Harper. Swing and a foul ball, strike 1. Where'd that ball go? Where'd that ball go? Bounced up and hit Harper, and it took about 2 seconds for the ball to come into view again. Strike 1. Pendleton on at second base. Cardinals have been out hit 7-3. Cedeno's on at first base, 2 out. Harper batting for Cox. Daly in the bullpen. The Royals get down the line with Leibrandt. Off the stretch. The pitch to Brian Harper. Swing and a foul, strike 2. That ball right in on him, strike 2.
I don't know much about Harper, but I noticed in the series the 3 times he's been up there keeping everything right in on him.
The on-deck hitter is Ozzie Smith. We're scoreless in the top of the 8th. 2 on, 2 out, and 2 strikes on the batter. Pendleton gets a big lead at second. Here's the pitch from Leibrandt. On the way. Ball one, outside. When the Cardinals scored 4 in the 9th in the second game of this series against Lee Brandt, quite a few of them were bloop hits. The Cardinals would settle for one of those right here.
Yeah, you'd love to see a play.
A single and a walk. It put 2 on. There are 2 out. And Brian Harper's at the plate, and here comes the pitch. Swing and a hit into center field. Here comes Pendleton with the first run of the game. No score, and the Cardinals lead 1-0 here in the 8th inning.
Hit that right off his fist.
You could hear the bat break up here.
He just flared it right out into center field.
Pendleton crosses the plate. Driven in by Brian Harper, and if that run stands up, Sparky Anderson, you said it, that will be the biggest hit of his life, not only till now, but for his whole baseball career.
His whole career, Jack. Break a bat and have the biggest hit of your career.
What was the count? 1-2.
1-2. Made a great pitch on him.
Lee Brandt, who lost the second game of the series in heartbreak fashion, may be in the same mold again. Ozzie Smith could add to the 1-0 Cardinal lead. The top of the order will be up for the Royals in the bottom of the inning. Smith is 0 for 3. Strike called in at the knees. Smith grounded to third, fouled out to the catcher, and grounded into a double play started by the shortstop. Look at the shoulders of Lee Brandt. They're sagging.
He says to himself, what do I have to do to win a game?
What he's got to do now is buckle up again and get the third out.
Has to.
Ozzie Smith batting right-handed. They play him to pull. He takes it high, and it's 1-1. The Cardinals, on 4 hits, have scored the first run of the game. A single by Pendleton, a walk to Cedeno. After Porter struck out, the hit by Brian Harper. And though they've been out hit 7-4, the Cardinals lead 1-0. And time is called as Jim Quick is looking over into the Cardinal dugout for some reason. They're going to put a runner in. Van Slyke is going to run for Cedeno. Cedeno with a walk and a single in this game is lifted, and Van Slyke, a better outfielder, runs at second base and will play right field. Well, the Royals, Sparky, are down to their last 6 outs.
Absolutely, and you know, they've had, like you said, 4 hits. They've had 3 bloops and 1 base hit. Pendleton got the only hit.
You're right, the only solid base hit. Ken Daly will come in and try to save it for Cox. And Kansas City has to muster a run here in the final 2 innings or the curtain comes down. Meanwhile, it's 1-1 on Ozzie Smith. Van Slyke at second, Harper at first, 2 out. Lee Brandt from the belt to the plate. Smith, ball high, ball 2. On deck, Willie McGee. So Ozzie Smith should get something to hit here. Smith has not driven in a run in the series, and he's had 1 hit in 19 at-bats. He swings and grounds it foul, and now the deuces are wild. 2 on, 2 out, 2 balls, 2 strikes. In a 1-0 game with the Cardinals leading here in the 8th inning. RBI 2-out single by Brian Harper. Kansas City bullpen, Black and Quisenberry still warming. Lee Brandt trying to get out of the 8th. 2 on, 2 out. The 2-2 pitch. Smith. Ooh, it's just inside, ball 3. They thought they had him struck out. Now the Royals howl about that one, and Lee Brandt comes in, and he yelps at the umpire. And Hauser in the dugout joins in. Now the runners will go. Van Slyke will run off of second. Harper off of first with 2 out and a 3-2 count on the batter. Smith waits. Lee Brandt pounds the ball into the glove. He thought he had him struck out. He comes to the belt. To the plate. Runners going. Ball 4. Loads him up for McGee. It's the second walk by Lee Brandt, and let's see if we see Hauser. Bases it loaded, 2 out. McGee is 0 for 3. Here comes Dick Hauser.
He's going to have something to say, too, to the umpire behind the plate.
He's not looking at the pitcher, looking at the umpire. Hauser walks slowly to the mound. McGee's the switch hitter. He doesn't really care who comes in. In fact, he'd probably be happy if Lebrand and his screwball left the mound. Hauser goes to the mound, and I suppose he'll wait for the plate umpire to go out there, right?
Absolutely.
And Jim Quick walks out to face the music. There's the signal to the bullpen, and we're going to get Quisenberry in with the bases loaded. And while the new pitcher is coming in, and prior to his warming up, well, first, a big hand for Lebrand as he leaves the mound. He can't win tonight, could lose his second World Series game despite some brilliant pitching. He tips his hat to the crowd, and Quisenberry comes in from the bullpen. And while the new pitcher is warming up, let's pause for this.
This road is no place to be stuck on.
Say, that looks like a pretty neat truck that left you high and dry.
That's one tough truck. It's the one on TV. They drop 15,000 feet from the sky and then push over a waterfall and the hood still opens. Tough. You got a GMC truck, huh?
I got a GMC and GMC Trucks Commitment Plus.
Commitment? Oh, well, that's nice. But does it mean your truck can cross a raging river?
Something even more important. My GMC truck dealer is committed to making my GMC truck easy to live with.
How?
Well, for starters, they checked out the truck and filled the gas tank for me before I took delivery.
Filled the gas tank?
Then I can bring back the truck at 1,000 miles and 3,000 miles for further complimentary inspections and a 3,000-mile oil and oil filter change at no extra charge.
And they filled the gas tank.
Of course, you wanted a truck that could get dropped a lot. I wanted a truck I could live with.
And they filled the gas tank.
It's all part of GMC's Commitment Plus, only from your GMC truck dealer on new light-duty trucks.
Well, I wish I'd asked my dealer for a commitment like that when I picked up my new truck.
Oh, yeah? When was that?
Oh, this morning, just before I ran out of gas.
Quick, the plate umpire, Dick Hauser, the Kansas City manager, are really after one another. There's a happy man in the Cardinal dugout. Tom Lawless goes in to run at second base for Brian Harper. Harper was royally greeted in the Cardinal dugout. Meanwhile, we're going to pause for station identification as Dan Quisenberry inherits a bases-loaded two-out situation and faces McGee, who will be batting left-handed, trying to add to the 1-0 Cardinal lead in the 8th. Cardinals lead 3 games. Charlie Lebrand was great again, Sparky.
Pitched super. He just had 2 ball games where he's just been outstanding, and he's wondering, how do you win a game in the World Series?
Into the game, Quisenberry. This is his 4th appearance. No wins, no losses. 3 innings, 4 hits, 1 run. And Willie McGee comes up. He's 0 for 3.
Running for Harper, number 12, Tom Lawless.
Man slikes the runner at third. Lawless at second base. This is his first series appearance. His first postseason appearance. Now Ozzie Smith at first with 2 out. They play McGee to hit to the opposite field. They give him right center in the right field corner. Kansas City would like to keep this at 1 run. They have the top of the order up in the 8th. The pitch to McGee. A swing and a foul on that submarine pitch, strike 1.
Big slow one. He threw that big slow curve of his from under there.
Brett's even with the base at third. Drops back a couple of steps now. Balboni at a deep first base and rather close to the line. Strike 1 to McGee. McGee has driven in 2 runs in the series. Cardinals lead 1-0, 8th inning. Her on deck. McGee waiting with the bases loaded. Here's another from Quisenberry. Inside with a fastball, 1-1. That's about the best fastball we've seen him throw.
Yeah, that's the best fastball he's thrown so far in the series.
A ball and a strike to McGee against the submarine pitcher, Dan Quisenberry. The Kansas City hurler is set with the bases loaded. His pitch. Swing and up the middle it goes. Second baseman gets it. Force out. The inning's over. The inning's over on a force out, and Frank White saved a couple of runs. Got a great jump on the ball.
Well, this whole series has been nothing but great defense.
So with it all, it's a 1-run inning for the Cardinals on 2 hits. There were 2 walks and 3 left, and St. Louis has left 4. New pitcher coming in out of the bullpen is Ken Daly. We go into the bottom of the 8th inning in the 6th game of the series, with the Cardinals leading 3-2 and leading in the game 1-0. And we'll be back in just a moment.
Hello again, everybody. This is Harry Carey. When you blow a fuse and stumble toward the fuse box, you want the brightest flashlight you can find. Now, for only $4.99, you can get an Energizer halogen flashlight from Everready as True Value Hardware Store's October Hardware Value of the Month. It burns brighter than most regular flashlights, powered by regular carbon batteries, because it's equipped with a halogen bulb. And it comes with Energizer alkaline batteries to supply long-lasting power. The Everready Energizer halogen light from True Value Hardware Stores is designed to be rugged and waterproof. It burns bright even in severe weather. And it's only $4.99, including batteries, while supplies last during October at participating True Value Hardware Stores.
We got what it takes, True Value.
It's that time when Midnight Madness takes over at Hanley-Dawson with delirious discounts on new Toyotas, Saabs, Nissans, Mitsubishis, Chryslers, Plymouths, and of course Cadillacs. 8.8% financing and $1,000 cash on the last of the full-size Eldorados and Sevilles. 1,000 cars and trucks, including Chicago's largest used car selection, discounted to move during Hanley-Dawson's Midnight Madness. 150 West Ontario and 630 North Rush, all indoors.
Midnight Madness ends tonight. See today's Sun-Times and Tribune for details.
Sparky Anderson will learn whether we're correct or not when we said one run's going to win this one.
Well, I tell you, one run all night. That first inning, that was a big run for Kansas City, and they didn't score it, and now it's really looming as a big run.
Ken Daly's on the mound, 4-4 during the year with 11 saves, and he has a record of 1-0 in the series. This is his 3rd series game, and he'll try to save it for Danny Cox. While we have a moment, we'd like to recognize the efforts of the broadcasters who were heard on so many radios this past season with the baseball game of the week on CBS. Johnny Bench, Jerry Coleman, Howard David, Kurt Gowdy, Bob Murphy, Brent Musburger, Lindsey Nelson, Ted Robinson, John Rooney, Dick Stockton, Bill White, and their producers, Norman Baer, Bill Sabera, and Don Sabatini. Well, the Royal fans want to get something started. They need a run. And first up with Van Slyke in right field now is Lonnie Smith. He started the game with a double, lined out to center and grounded out to third. Faces Ken Daly. And the Cardinals in the bullpen have Todd Worrell warming up. Here's the pitch to Lonnie Smith. He'll be pumping, swings and misses, strike one. He doesn't wait.
Well, he's got a good fastball, this guy.
It will be Smith, Wilson, and Brett. And the Royals would certainly like to get somebody on base ahead of George. Daly's first pitch is strike, and his next one is swung on and missed, strike two, and he's plastering that ball in there.
Really, when you get the Cardinals in a situation where they have to go to the bullpen, you're helping them.
0-2 to Lonnie Smith. He's leading off in the bottom of the 8th inning. Here's the pitch on the way. Swing and a foul as Smith tried to go to right. The Cardinals this year compiled some unbelievable statistics with regard to protecting a late inning lead. Daly with an 0-2 count on Lonnie Smith. He'll chase a bad ball occasionally when he's behind on the count, and he jumps back from ball one. When the Cardinals had the lead during the regular season after 7 innings, they had a record of 83-1.
You're silly.
When they had the lead after 8 innings, they were 84-0. Lonnie Smith leading it off. He's had a double, 1 for 3, and here's the pitch from Daly. Swing and a miss. He struck him out on a slider low and away.
In other words, Jack, you're saying this, that they're in pretty good shape right now.
Here, Lonnie is really getting after the plate umpire, and he did swing, and Ferraro, the third base coach, comes in to prevent any mayhem. Lonnie is really hot. The batter is Willie Wilson, the switch hitter, a bat from the right side. He swung at the ball, Sparky.
Well, if they hit it, it had a chance to go out of the ballpark.
He went all the way across the plate with the bat. There's one out, and Willie Wilson is up. He has had 9 hits in the series. 1 for 3 tonight. He showed the bunt and took a ball. And the Royals are down to their last 5 outs. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Daly in relief of Cox. Kicks and fires. Wilson took a ball just out of the strike zone, ball 2, and they would dearly love for Wilson to get on base ahead of Brett here in Kansas City.
And the Cardinals would dearly love to get Wilson out here so Brett hits with nobody on.
And now Daly's behind on the count, 2-0. Outfield around to the right for Wilson. He's batting right-handed. Here's the pitch. And it's ball 3. 3-0. Worrell in the bullpen for St. Louis. Al McRae is still on the Kansas City bench. He may play a role in this game before it's over. Daly has to throw a strike or put the tying run on. Strike, 3-1. Cardinals scored the game's only run in the top of this 8th inning. Is Wilson taking or swinging?
I think he's swinging.
3-1 the count and the pitch. Strike, a fastball, 3-2.
Surprised me that. I thought he'd try to hit a ball and drive it because if he can get a double here, why, it'd be a little tough to be walking Brett.
Nobody on base in the bottom of the 8th. 1-0, Cardinals leading. 3-2 on Wilson and the pitch. Ball 4. Up and in, and he walked it. The tying run is on, and here comes George Brett. You know what he can do.
He can leave the park very quickly.
Left-handed pitcher, right-handed pitcher, it doesn't matter to him.
He don't care what side they throw him from.
And he's had a bad night. He's 0 for 3, struck out, flied very deep to right, and hit into a double play. Wilson is a threat to steal, so there's plenty going on here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
He don't want to get this first pitch inside. If he does, he'll be in trouble.
Outfielders are very deep. Clark holds against Wilson. Daly does not have a good pickoff move. Daly doesn't get left-handers out as well as he does right-handers. Here's the pitch. And it's a strike call on the outside corner.
He stays there, he'll be all right. He just don't want to get inside until he gets 2 strikes on him.
Of course, Brett can drive the ball the other way also.
Up and away.
1 strike to Brett. Worrell in the Cardinal bullpen. Frank White on deck. 1-0 Cardinals, top of the 8th. Off the stretch, Daly, and here's a long look, and his pitch to Brett. Swinging a foul, out of play, strike 2. 2 quick strikes on the Kansas City third baseman and number 3 hitter, George Brett. Daly issued a walk with 1 out and put the tying run on.
You know, you said Brett's having a bad night. Well, that's why they have no runs.
The Royals have out-hit the Cardinals 7-4. St. Louis has the game's only run. Tying runners at first, 1 out. 2 quick strikes on Brett. Porter gives the sign. Here is the pitch. On the way, and it's high, and it's 1-2. And Brett, of course, is a great pressure player. He's been here before. He was in the 80 series. And he knows what that pitcher and catcher are trying to do to him.
He knows that now they're trying to make a good pitch here, and they're going to come inside on him.
1-2, the count, the pitch. A swing and a miss. He struck him out on a high, hard one. Daly gets his 2nd strikeout and will pitch to Frank White, who is a home run threat.
Absolutely. He'll be looking for a ball inside.
You've told us about him before. What is he like, Sparky?
Loves the ball up and in.
Frank White, the batter, he is grounded out, singled, was out stealing, and struck out. A long blast by him would put Kansas City on top. Wilson may be doing some running now. He's at first with 2 out. In this inning, first inning of work for Ken Daly, he has struck out 2, walked 1. He's in relief of Danny Cox. And he's ready to pitch to Frank White. Short lead by Wilson. Here's the pitch. And it misses outside, ball 1. Outfielders are out of sight. Landrum in left, McGee in center, Van Slyke in right, trying to cut down on the extra base hit. A double would probably chase Wilson home with the tying run. Daly pitches. White swings and fouls it back here and had a murderous swing at a ball to hit.
Ball was up and in, and he was trying to hit it out.
He came within an eyelash, too.
Ooh, that's a ball he really hits.
1 ball, 1 strike. Daly wants yet another baseball. The on-deck hitter is Pat Sheridan, but they will lift him if the inning goes that far. Laurel stays loose in the Cardinal bullpen. Nothing doing in the Kansas City bullpen in the right field corner. Daly trying to end it for the Cardinals and pitch them into a parade. Kansas City, by the way, is going to have a parade here, win or lose, on Monday. They're down to their final 4 outs. Tying run at first, however, here in the bottom of the 8th. That's Willie Wilson. He takes the lead, and here's the pitch, and a swing and a fly ball to center for McGee. That will end the 8th inning. He's under it and has it for the out. Wilson wasn't running, Sparky.
He wasn't running. If that ball accidentally is dropped, he don't score.
So the 8th inning is over, and Kansas City's down to their final 3 outs. White flies to center, no runs, no hits, no errors, a walk, 1 left. Kansas City has left 7, hit into a double play, and lost a man stealing. Quisenberry back to the mound. After 8 full innings of play, it is St. Louis 1, Kansas City nothing.
On the instrument panel of the new Honda Prelude SI, there are plenty of ways to make driving more enjoyable. Cruise control, air conditioning, power moonroof, and a stereo with graphic equalizer. But we haven't put all the fun at your fingertips. There's a little something for your right foot.
Hello again, everybody. This is Harry Carey. The rooms in your house need different amounts of light at different times of the day. And that's why True Value Hardware stores offer General Electric soft white bulbs in 40, 60, 75, and 100-watt sizes. And because they're coated, GE soft white bulbs help soften shadows and reduce glare. Get a package of 4 GE soft white bulbs for only $1.99 at participating True Value Hardware stores.
Once upon a midnight fury, while I pondered weak and weary, he was a frail man, the victim of poor nutrition and an inhospitable climate. His poor physical condition gave a fevered and nightmarish quality to his poems and stories. Yes, if ever a man needed to get away from it all, it was Edgar Allan Poe. Too bad he didn't have United Airlines and the American Express card. United serves over 150 cities and all 50 states, so Poe could have headed for sunnier climes and paid for his United ticket with the American Express card. Since the American Express cards welcome just about anywhere, he could have wined and dined royally, shaped up at a health club, even shopped for a few warm sweaters to take back home. And once he'd sampled the delights of United Airlines and the American Express card, would E.A. Poe travel anywhere again without them? Nevermore.
You're not just lying, you'll find a friend disguise.
The Cardinals come to bat here in the 9th inning, trying to widen their lead. It's 1-0. Tommy Herr leads it off. Switch hitting, batting left against Quisenberry. And the first pitch is a ball. Herr is 0 for 3 and 4 out of 21. And hasn't driven in a run in the series. Quisenberry got out of the 8th. Retired McGee with a bases loaded. There's a foul, and it's 1-1. 1-4-0 for the Cardinals. 0-7-0 for Kansas City. If there is a 7th game tomorrow, we'll be on the air at 8:15 Eastern Time, and it'll be Tudor against the new daddy, Saberhagen. In this inning, it's Herr, Clark, and Landrum against the Really Furler. Here's the pitch to Herr, inside ball 2. The only run of this game in the 8th, a 1-out single by Pendleton, a hard hit ball to right. A walk to Cedeno on 3-2. Porter struck out, and the pinch hitter, Brian Harper, dunked one into center field to put the Cardinals on top. Herr waits. Quisenberry delivers, swing and a ground ball to first. Balboni has it. Herr is out, and he's 0 for 4. And Quisenberry is taking care of his two opponents in the 9th inning for Kansas City. They'll have Sheridan, probably send McRae up there, and then Balboni and the Sundberg, and we may see Todd Worrell out of the bullpen.
I would think the way Whitey runs his bullpen, the way I've been seeing him run it, he probably will.
Jack Clark is 0 for 3. For the Cardinals, Harper has a hit, Porter a hit, Cedeno a hit, and Pendleton a hit. None of the first 5 in the order has a hit tonight. Strike called as Quisenberry floated one in there.
Right on the outside corner, too.
Quisenberry has had a fine 1985. Clark grounds the ball foul, and that's strike 2. Quisenberry this year had a record of 8-9, but had 37 saves.
Yeah, he did a good job. He just didn't have the year like he's had in the past 2 or 3.
If it stays as is, Lee Brandt will lose his second game, and Cox will win his first. And we'll see who works the 9th for St. Louis. Clark, the batter, with an 0-2 count. He strikes out. And that's the first strikeout for Quisenberry. Clark is 0 for 4. Well, the Cardinals, if they win it in this fashion, 1-0, will have done it with very little offense.
Yeah, I think they have about roughly 34 hits, and I think Kansas City has something like 51 or 2 hits.
All right, 34 hits for the Cardinals in 6 games. Counting the 4 tonight. Landrum is 0 for 3. Here's the pitch to Tito Landrum, swinging a miss, strike 1. 1-0, top of the 9th. Cardinals leading, trying to end the baseball season here. Next pitch, Landrum, swinging a foul, strike 2. Daly in the last half inning went through the top of the order. Smith, Wilson, Brett, and White. He lost Wilson, by the way. Wilson in this series has had 9 hits and 4 walks.
He's had a great series.
2 out behind Quisenberry. His next pitch is a ball, 1-2. There for a while, Tito Landrum had a leg up on the Most Valuable Player award. He's cooled off. He grounds it to third, and it's a foul ball. Brett slipped and fell as he waited for the ball. Sparky Anderson and I are both inclined at this moment to give the Most Valuable Player award to
John Tudor right now. Anytime you've only allowed 1 run in 2 outings in 1-2 ball games, I think you've done something.
He's angered some of the media here because of his lack of cooperation.
I'll tell you, Doc, I can't understand because he's been so super with me. I've had chances to talk to him and interview him. He's been unbelievable.
Tudor will pitch tomorrow if there's a 7th game, and it'll be opposed by Saberhagen. We're in the top of the 9th, 2 out. Landrum is at the plate, and he chops it out in front of the plate. This is going to be close. Sundberg throws, safe. Landrum beats out an infield hit. That's his 8th hit of the series. Comes with 2 out and allows Pendleton to come up. Pendleton scored this game's only run in the 8th inning. Sundberg did everything but throw him out.
Everything but throw him out. Pendleton's the only guy that's had a base hit, really.
You're talking about the other 3 being chinkers,
well, these
right?
other 4 now, that's 4 of them that, you add those other 4 all up, they'd be a good line drive.
Here comes Pendleton, hitting from the left side, 1 for 3. And batting against Quisenberry. Cardinals may try to steal here. Pendleton is not a long ball hitter. They might try to get Landrum down to second. There's a throw to first. Can you run against Quisenberry?
Absolutely. You really can run. He takes so long coming underneath.
Landrum on at first, 2 out with the 5th Cardinal hit. 1-0 St. Louis in the 9th. And another throw to first, and Landrum flops back in. Balboni holds against him. The Cardinals are 3 outs away from being the champions of baseball. Off the stretch, Quisenberry. Landrum not going, and there's a fly ball that will end the top of the 9th. Willie Wilson back under it and has it. The inning's over. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left for the Cardinals. They've left 5 and hit into a double play. We go into the bottom of the 9th inning, and after 8.5 innings of play, it is the St. Louis Cardinals 1 and the Kansas City Royals nothing.
Mom, did they have spaghetti when you were small?
Spaghetti, Paul. Grandma always made me spaghetti with ragu sauce. Seems like 100 years ago.
They had ragu in it all day?
The very same ragu. Only now you can also have it like this, with extra cheese. You like it?
I love it. Mom, are you really 100 years old?
Eat your spaghetti.
Ragu spaghetti sauce has 2 new flavors, extra cheese and extra garlic. That's Italian.
On the town
With that regal flair, Regal gets you there. The very regal Buick Regal. Traditional Buick comfort in regal style. Or Grand National, you've got power to spare. Turbocharged, let the road beware, yeah. Or the street legal Regal. Grand National, black with 3.8 liters of turbocharged power. You decide. Wouldn't you really rather have a Buick? This part's for you. There's no one else who does it quite the way you do. So here's to you for all you do. You know the king of beers is coming through. All you do. This part's for you. Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Kansas City Royals trail by a little old run and 1 little game in this World Series.
Absolutely, Jack, and you've been super. You know, you haven't even one time rooted for the Cardinals, but I know somebody at home right now. I'm going to tell her, Carol Buck, Jack's wife, uncross your toes and your fingers. It's not fair. She's got them all crossed for the Cardinals.
Pat Sheridan is lifted for Darryl Motley. And Whitey Herzog comes out. He's waiting to make sure that Motley has been announced, and then he'll go to the bullpen and bring in some fire. Lottie now warms up. Alongside Worrell. They make the announcement, and here comes Whitey Herzog. And who does he want? He wants Worrell. Well, this kid has certainly come from nowhere, Louisville actually, into a supreme spot in the big leagues and in the series.
Jack, they tell me that Jimmy Fregosi changed him down there, made him a reliever from a starter.
And Lee Thomas,
and
the
Lee Thomas, and they adjusted where his release point was, and that also Mike Rourke worked with him, and my gosh, what a difference.
So Todd Worrell, you know him from California, don't you?
I know him from California, and he pitched at Biola College there, and he was a big star there, but I didn't realize that this man could throw like Gossage.
Ken Daly leaves. He pitched the 8th, struck out 2, and gave a walk. The man was left on. And Todd Worrell tries to save it for Danny Cox. They're going to counter with a pinch hitter off the bench of Kansas City. And while the new pitcher is warming up, let's pause for this.
The automobile known for bigger proudly presents better.
Wouldn't you? It's a better day, yeah. Wouldn't you? Better things to say, yeah. Wouldn't you really rather have a Buick? You're on your way. Everything you got to do, it works for you a better way. Wouldn't you? Got to find the style, yeah. Haven't you known it all the while, yeah? Wouldn't you really rather have a Buick?
State Farm is there to help make your move a little easier.
Here we are, our new hometown.
Now when we get into our new house, we can look for a new bank, new school, new doctor.
Finding a new insurance agent's going to be easy.
Oh?
I just saw a State Farm office around the corner.
Just about anywhere you can move, a State Farm agent's there to give you the same good neighbor service you got from your State Farm agent back home.
And like a good neighbor,
Auto, home, life, and health.
State Farm is there.
All of this strategy was to have been anticipated with Pat Sheridan, the left-handed batter, to lead off. Dick Hauser sent up Darryl Motley. He was announced. Whitey Herzog went to the right-handed pitcher, Todd Worrell, and now we have another pinch hitter.
George Orta, and the reason I run George up there first, he's a good fastball hitter. He's a high fastball hitter. And George can drive the ball. He can hit that ball up in the alleys, and he does have enough power to shoot one out of here.
Orta batted .267 and had 4 home runs this year. And he will bat for Motley and lead off in the 9th against Todd Worrell. Worrell, no wins, no losses. 1 save in this series. And in 4 1/3 innings, he has struck out 9. 9 out of 13.
He plays old country ball, just hard ball.
Right-handed pitcher, left-handed batter, and they play straight away, and here's the pitch. And a strike over the outside corner. It will be Orta and then Balboni. We'll see power against power there, and then Sundberg. Unless we see another pinch hitter. Now Orta swings and fouls it, and that's strike 2.
He just rears back and says, hit me if you can.
Big, strong right-hander Todd Worrell, a young man from California. He helped the Cardinals down the stretch, joining them before September 1st. Clark guards the line at first. Van Slyke's deep and right, pulled into the corner. Cardinals leading 1-0, bottom of the 9th, trying to end the World Series right here. Here's the pitch to Orta. Swinging a high foul, goes out of play. Pendleton chased longingly over there, but couldn't get to it. Win Elliott, by the way, will be on hand when this game is over. And if the Cardinals win, he'll be in the Cardinals dressing room. Otherwise, he'll be in the dugout of the winners, the Royals, for some post-game interviews. Orta leading off, swings and hits it to the right side, and the pitcher has to cover. He is safe, and we'll have an argument. Sparky, I think he was out.
I can't tell if his foot was on the bag or not, Jack.
He was all over the base as he took the throw from Clark and covered. The first base umpire called him safe, and the tying run is on. That first base umpire is Don Denkinger, and he's in the middle of it. And Whitey Herzog is arguing with him. We'll watch a replay of it. A slow roller to the right side. Worrell started for the ball, then went to the base. Clark got it and shoveled it to the pitcher. The pitcher caught the ball with his foot smack on the base, while Orta was a step away. And another angle is seen, and he is undoubtedly out, but he's safe, and the tying run is on. Am I right?
Well, he was on the base. There was no doubt about that.
He had the ball, man. What else? That's the rule.
That's the rule.
Let's pause. The tying run is on, and Balboni is up. Let's pause. He could win it with a home run. Let's pause 10 seconds for stations to identify themselves on the CBS radio network.
WBBM, Chicago.
Steve Balboni has gone through the entire postseason play without an extra base hit. He's a big guy. He is single. He has walked. You can get him on a double play, but he could win it for Kansas City. Todd Worrell is on the mound. A hard-throwing right-hander. Orta is the tying run at first base. Nobody out. Here's the pitch. Swing and a pop foul near the stands. Clark coming over, and they let it drop. Clark let it drop. Well, that should have been 2 outs.
Yeah, Clark made a mistake. He looked at Porter instead of just staying with the ball. There was plenty of room.
There was plenty of room, and it's the first baseman's ball to start with.
Absolutely. Always keep the ball away from the catcher. Third and first, keep it away from the catcher if you can help it.
Runner at first, tying run. Nobody out, winning run at the plate. Kansas City has out-hit the Cardinals 8-5. They gave Orta a hit on that slow roller to the right side, and it's strike 1 on Balboni. And he could dislodge the Cardinals. Here's the pitch on the way, and a swing and a foul at a blistering fastball. Strike 2. The on-deck hitter is Hal McRae.
Yeah, they've been waiting to get him, just waiting for the right situation.
Now Jack Clark goes to the mound of the rosin bag, and a word of encouragement for Todd Worrell. Orta should have been out. Balboni should have been out. But Orta reached on the infield hit, and Balboni's foul ball fell in front of Clark. And now it's strike 2 on Balboni, And here's the pitch from Worrell, and a ground ball, base hit to left. A clean base hit through the hole, and the winning run is on at first, nobody out. And the batter is due to be Hal McRae, but they call him back. He was going to pinch hit, but they changed it. A count of 0-2. Balboni went down and got the ball and pulled it.
He made a good pitch there, and he went down and got a good pitch. You can't blame Worrell for that. He made a double play pitch.
Pendleton was guarding the line, guarding against the extra base hit, and couldn't get near it. Now Kansas City could pull it out. Here comes Whitey Herzog out of the dugout. They're going to have a runner for Balboni.
That'll be Concepcion.
Well, the Royals mount a rally here in the ninth. They could tie it or win it. Concepcion runs for Balboni, who just reached base for the third time.
When Whitey came out here, Jack, he looked down at the first base umpire and gave him both hands open, you know.
He's talking to Worrell. Sundberg is due to hit. Herzog has Lottie in the bullpen, along with Rick Horton, and he stays with Worrell. And the batter is going to be Sundberg, and he may be bunting. And the on-deck batter is Biancalana.
That's the only reason they didn't pinch hit here. Jimmy's a good bunter. They're going to let him stay in there and do the sacrificing.
Runners on at first and second, and nobody out. Tying run at second. The winning run at first here in the bottom of the ninth. The batter is Sundberg, and he's 1 for 3 tonight. Worrell from the belt. Porter will have to watch for wild pitches. Here's the pitch, and a low ball one.
Boy, they're right on top of him. I'll tell you, if he bunts that ball a little bit hard at all, and as hard as Worrell throws, they're going to get him at third.
Cardinals played the game with the third baseman charging in and the shortstop covering third. Well, Worrell has to throw strikes, and Sundberg could switch off and go the other way with the ball. He's a good contact man ordinarily. 2 on and nobody out, and here comes another pitch from Worrell, and it's a ball 2.
This reminds you a little bit of that Dodger game when Worrell came in and went 3-0.
They gather around the mound and talk to him, but he's the one that has to throw a strike, and I don't care how cool he is. It's a hot situation. The heat is on. Tying run at second, winning run at first, with nobody out here in the bottom of the ninth. Cardinals leading 1-0. The batter Sundberg, and Worrell has fallen behind on the count. 2 balls, no strikes, and we'll see what the Royals do on the next pitch. He's going to bunt, and he bunts in the air, foul, and out of play up on the screen. Tough to bunt that 92-mile-an-hour fastball.
Very hard to bunt it, and that's what happens a lot on that good hard fastball. You pop it up. He's lucky that ball is foul.
The on-deck hitter is Biancalana. The bullpen is busy for the Royals, and the Cardinals have Horton and Lottie warming up. As Worrell is trying to get out of this inning and end the World Series. Sundberg is still up there. He's still bunting, and he bunts it hard and foul to Clark, and it's 2-2. The runners return to first and second. And the crowd gathers its collective breath here in the bottom of the ninth. Some games, Sparky.
The whole series has been like this. It seems like it hinges on one hitter.
Tom Herr is in talking to Worrell now. He'll make the batter wait a little bit. You can get Sundberg on a double play. He doesn't run well. But he can go the other way. And the outfield is playing accordingly. First and second, nobody out. Bottom of the ninth, 1-0 St. Louis. 2-2 on the batter. He won't be bunting now. He's going to bunt. Here's the pitch, and he bunts the ball to Worrell. Throws to third, out. Worrell threw to Pendleton, 1 out. He hesitated, but still got him.
It was a great play because I didn't think he'd ever go to third base. He had him easy, but then he paused, and then he decided to go there.
They call Biancalana back, and they send up Hal McRae. McRae, a great clutch hitter, batted .259 this year, had 14 home runs. How does he run, Sparky?
He just runs average now, Jack. Used to be a real good runner. Since he broke his leg, he's just a very average runner. He hits a ball on the ground. It's a double play.
McRae has batted only one time in the series. He's a right-handed batter. Fastball hitter?
Now, I'll tell you what he is. Right now, he's looking for a base hit. He'll be looking for to hit that ball out to right center, left center.
They got the force out. And now Concepcion at second carries the tying run. And the winning run is on at first. That's Sundberg. I thought I'd see a pinch runner for him, but we don't see a pinch runner. The batter is McRae. Worrell is still the pitcher. The outfield to the right. And here's the pitch on the way with 2 on, 1 out, ball 1 low. The Royals making a charge at the Cardinals, who want the double play to end the game and the series. And Al McRae is up there, and he wants a base hit to tie it or an extra base hit to win it. We're in the bottom of the ninth. It's 1-0 St. Louis. Ball 1 the count to Hal McRae. He's off the stretch, and Worrell kicks and fires, and a ball gets away from the catcher, and the runners advance to second and third. Now a base hit would win it for Kansas City, and evidently Porter was crossed up.
Evidently because there was nothing wrong with the pitch. The pitch was about knee high.
And now Dane Orge is on deck. And Whitey Herzog has a decision to make, and apparently they're going to hold things up, and they may walk McRae and load the bases and bring up Dane Orge. We shall see. That probably is a pass ball.
That would have to be a pass ball.
What a weird inning.
Well, it's been kind of crazy. It shouldn't have been 1, 2, 3.
Well, let's not beat around the bush. The umpire blew the call at first base, and the first runner got on.
The next guy, Jack Clark, he's looking at the catcher, and the ball drifted back.
And then Balboni singled. They did get the force out on the bunt. But now a pass ball moves the runners to second and third, and they're going to walk McRae and load the bases. It'll be the third walk given to Kansas City tonight. And the batter is going to be Dane Orge, batting for Lonnie Smith. You can get Orge on the double play. On the other hand, he can spray the ball around the park.
Yeah, but you can really get him on a ground ball. He just doesn't run at all.
He is batting for Quisenberry. So Lonnie Smith is still on deck. He's batting for Quisenberry here in the ninth inning.
And their other catcher, Waltham, he's running for McRae because McRae does have that leg that's bothering him.
So Waltham is the runner at first, and Sundberg carries the winning run at second base. Dane Orge is the batter, and he wants at least the fly ball to tie the game, as St. Louis leads 1-0 here in the bottom of the ninth. Orge was a hero in the 1982 series for St. Louis. And he comes up now after batting .223 this year. And the Cardinals stay with Todd Worrell with a base loaded and 1 out. The outfielders will be a bit to the left, and the infielders in a step at second and short, looking for the double play ball. And Worrell can't afford any more wild pitches, pass balls, or walks. Off the stretch. And here's the pitch to Orge, and it's low, ball 1. That's one of the dangers of walking a man to load the bases.
As you know, Orge has a very good eye, too, Jack.
This year, he had 1 home run and drove in 21 runs. And in the series, he is 0 for 1. Worrell has to come to him. Base hit loaded, 1 out. Swing and a base hit into right. Kansas City wins. Here's the throw home by Van Slyke, and the runner is safe. And Kansas City wins the game 2-1. And we will play here tomorrow night. Kansas City wins it on a hit by Orge. 2-1 here in the bottom of the ninth. And we will play here tomorrow night in the 7th game of the series. And it'll be Saberhagen against Tudor. Kansas City has tied it at 3 games apiece. Dane Orge lined one into right. Van Slyke tried to throw the man out of the plate. They almost lamented the fact they didn't put in a pinch runner for Sundberg. He was barely safe.
Just got safe, Jack, and the base hit was the same hit Harper got, a broken bat base hit.
But the pass ball changed the whole inning around.
Changed the whole game.
And the ball that fell in front of Clark, and the umpire's call. Everything happened here in the ninth, and after the Cardinals scored in the eighth, Kansas City gets 2 in the ninth. They've won it, and we will have a 7th game. This game is now history. The final score, Kansas City 2, the Cardinals 1.
Stiller and Mira for Harris Lanier.
Miss Finster, where's our new phone system?
We're having trouble locating the installation people, sir.
Communication is the lifeline of our business, Finster. We must have phones. The pigeon is tired.
These things take time, sir. The company we bought the phone system from was purchased by a Hungarian firm who sold the installation division to a Norwegian conglomerate.
What do we do now?
We called the Norwegian consulate, but their ambassador has gone to Botswana.
Botswana?
To attend a coronation. They expect him back any month now. We should call Harris Lanier.
He knows the ambassador.
Harris Lanier isn't a person, sir. It's part of the Harris Corporation. They can have one of their Renaissance phone systems here in no time.
Harris Lanier?
It's an American company, sir, and their phone system is perfect.
But service, Finster. What about service?
Harris Lanier Renaissance phone systems are backed by their nationwide service network.
Cancel the Hungarians.
Norwegian.
Whatever. Get Harris Lanier.
Yes, sir. What should I do with the phones we have now?
Send them to Botswana.
Right.
Along with the pigeon.
Round the world through the heat and rain, yeah. Across the Alps and against the grain, yeah.
Wherever Buick Electra went in the world, it left behind new standards of luxury and performance.
And it's here to stay, yeah. 42, you're on test today, yeah.
Now, see if Buick Electra lives up to the highest standard of all. Yours.
Wouldn't you really rather have a Buick?
This crowd is going bonkers here in Kansas City as the Royals scored 2 in the ninth to win it by the score of 2-1. And Sparky Anderson, this is the first time all season that the Cardinals lost after going into the ninth inning with the lead.
Well, it has to happen sometime, and it's tough when it happens in the World Series. But as we were saying earlier, Jack, I don't believe you could ask for any better World Series than this has been.
That's if you don't care who wins.
Well, you know, we don't care who wins. That's the one thing about both of us. We don't really care.
Kansas City out-hit the Cardinals 10-5, and everything changed around in the ninth inning. We're vamping here, and then we're going to talk it over with Win Elliott down in the dugout. And he'll have a guest for you eventually. Dane Orge burned the hand that once fed him. You know, Dane can't run, and the Cardinals were looking for the double play ball to end the game. But he can hit, and he got the hit with the bases loaded and 1 out. And Van Slyke came within a whisker of throwing Sundberg out at the plate.
Just missed throwing him out, made a tremendous throw, a perfect strike, but he was under it.
Win Elliott is in the dugout, getting set for some interview, so let's check in with Win.
Jack, I'm getting set to protect my life. I have never heard such a din, D-I-N, in my life with that base hit by Dane Orge, who had played for this club that he just beat the other day, and we're trying to get somebody over here. You got to realize we were all set up in the Cardinal dressing room with the 3 on. We were expecting to be within the melee of the Cardinals having won the championship. When we see what happened, you told them what happened. We were able to look through the monitor of a, let me calm down, through the monitor of a television camera, and we saw the pass ball, which almost caused the Cardinals in there to pass out. And then we saw the base hit that went to right field by Dane Orge. Go on over and grab those guys, will you? We're waiting for the victorious Royals to get over here. I think you've told them the whole story about Lee Brandt and how he lasted to the 8th. And then McRae passed. Dean Voglar, the public relations. You just have no idea. Well, you can see, but our audience has no idea of the kind of tension. People are still applauding. Nobody is left behind me. They're blue in the face. No, don't throw it. No. They're blue in the face and bloodshot of eye, and they're just so happy. What can I tell you that the noise won't tell you itself? We're just vamping. Hey, Dick! Dick. All right, America's listening. What happened?
Just everything. We had a 1-0 ball game. You saw Lee Brandt again.
Yeah.
I was afraid. I just didn't want to have to go in there and tell everybody he was snake bit.
Yeah.
They didn't hit 5 or 6 balls hard off of him. We ended up getting the winning hit on a pass ball or a wild pitch, and then Dane Orge a looper into right field. Well, we've seen the Cardinals get a few of those this series. I felt in the 9th inning, I looked on the bench. I had Hal McRae, I had George Orta, I had Dane Orge, I had some old pros over there, and I felt like we were still in pretty good shape.
You remember what you said before the show to me? I asked you where heaven was, and what did you tell me?
That's right here in Kansas City right now.
Yeah.
When we got a big one tomorrow night. We've got Brett Saberhagen and John Tudor, 2 of the best pitchers in baseball. Any World Series should go down to the 7th game. That's what we're looking at tomorrow.
Now, Dick, don't tell me any damn lies. You're not going to sleep tonight.
Oh, yes, I've got my family in from all over the United States. I'll sleep a couple hours. That'll be enough.
Okay.
Thank you, Win.
Go and enjoy it. Who's grabbing the rest of them? I'll tell you what. Let's go up. Do we have one? Let's go up for a moment to Jack Buck.
Okay, Wayne, and we'll come back down to you. Kansas City scored 2 in the 9th and won it by the score of 2-1 to tie the series at 3 games apiece. We're going to give our stations a chance for a message, and we'll be back in just a moment.
Aeropar Season for your local Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
People around here hate a quitter. That's why they're backing the team that won the greatest come-from-behind victory in American business, the Chrysler Corporation. 5 years ago, hardly anyone thought Chrysler could stay in the game. Today, we're back stronger than ever because we set out to win. We built you cars with the most advanced technology, backed them with the industry's strongest warranty, and priced them to be the value leaders in their class. And your local Chrysler Plymouth dealer was an important part of it. He won fans over by offering them cars they wanted, with prices and service that couldn't be beat.
Anna Kohut back the winners.
I switched from American Motors to America's winner, a Chrysler LeBaron.
And Ed Coleman switched from an Olds.
They won me over with the values and the features I've always been looking for.
Now it's your turn to switch to America's winning team. See your local Chrysler Plymouth dealer. Go with a winner.
2 runs in the 9th. Kansas City won it 2-1, and Win Elliott will talk it over with Dane Orge.
Who is standing right beside me. I don't want to embarrass him, but he is indecently handsome. He really is. Dane, where's your brother?
Well, I'm sure all my family's back home in Blue Lake, California, watching the game on television.
All right. When did Dick tell you that it was going to be you?
Well, as soon as I see them put McRae on intentionally, I knew it was going to be me. The pitcher's up next. I'm the only left-handed hitter left on the bench, so naturally it had to be me. And I felt very prepared. Of course, you never know till you get in there.
Yeah. All right. You come to the plate, and now let's listen as Jack Buck described what happened.
Worrell has to come to him. Base hit loaded, 1 out. Swing and a base hit into right. Kansas City wins. Here's the throw home by Van Slyke, and the runner is safe. And Kansas City wins the game 2-1. And we will play here tomorrow night.
All right. Hey, Jack, when you called a base hit to right there, Orange couldn't help himself. He gave the win sign up in the air. Oh, what kind of... I'll have to ask a stupid question. What kind of a pitch was it?
It was a fastball, and I didn't hit it too well, but Harper didn't hit his too well, so I guess it was a night of fortunate pinch hitters.
Yeah. As you're going down first base, what's going through your head, if anything?
Well, what I'm thinking of, I hope that second run scores, and we don't have to play anymore. We can go to the 7th game tomorrow. And between first and second, I looked at home plate to make sure that whoever was on second base, I think it was, I don't know who it was, that he scored, and I saw him score, and jubilation.
How about that? And you played for this club that you beat just the other year, did you, sir? And you had a big World Series.
I played with them for parts of 6 full and parts of 8 seasons, so I guess that makes it a little bit extra.
Yeah, well, I can tell that big sigh. Can you put your feelings in any kind of words?
Well, I know the magnitude of the hit, but I just can't fathom it right now. I'm sure tonight I won't be able to sleep. I'll be thinking about this hit for a long time to come, and I guess that's basically my thoughts here.
Close your eyes and see that again. That's the ball.
I can see it. I can see it jammy, but I saw the trajectory. I knew it was going to get in there, and I had a good stroke. I had a good stroke on an inside fastball, and got a line drive, and then it hit me.
Dane, you'll have to forgive me. When the ball went into right field and you started up first base and the Kansas City crowd knew what was the potential, it was like an orgy. And it still is.
Yeah, they're going bananas, but it's a 7th game, and that's all we wanted. It's going to be a great finish to a great year.
Okay. Anything you want to say to anybody?
Well, just my family back in Utah. Just tell my kids that I love them. I wish my wife was down here to share this with me.
Okay. All right. Thanks a lot, Dane. And our best to you. What a guy. Very sweet, very open, very kind, very controlled. He's sort of coming apart in a controlled way. And, all right, let's go back up to Jack Buck.
One thing we haven't done is to give you the totals on this game, and here a final remark from Sparky Anderson. 2-10-0-9 left Kansas City. 1-5-0-5 left for the Cardinals. Quisenberry got the win. Quisenberry got the win, and Worrell took the loss. The Cardinals scored their only run in the 8th inning of the game. A 1-out single by Pendleton, a walk to Cedeno, a 2-out hit by Brian Harper, and then Frank White saved a base hit by McGee, which would have upped the score to 3-0.
Absolutely. It's just been a great series of defensive plays, tremendous feeling, outstanding pitching, and I don't know what you could ask for more. Saberhagen against Tudor. That's what it's all about. It's going to be one of the great World Series when it's over.
In the 9th inning for Kansas City, Sheridan was due up. They announced Motley. They sent up Orta. He sent a ground ball to the right side. Clark pitched it to the pitcher covering the base, and apparently they had the man out. As Worrell caught the ball, had his foot on the base, and the runner was still a stride away. Whitey Herzog argued, but what could he do? The next batter was Balboni. He hit a foul ball, which landed in front of the Kansas City dugout. Jack Clark could have caught it, but he looked at Porter and lost the ball, and it fell safely as far as Balboni is concerned. And then with a 2-strike count, he pulled the ball through a hole, first and second, nobody out. Sundberg tried to bunt, ran the count to 2-2, bunted again, and forced the runner at third base. And then with the pinch hitter up there, Al McRae, Darrell Porter had a ball go off his glove, and the runners advanced to second and third, and then they walked McRae. They send up Dane Orge. Worrell fell behind, ball 1 count, right, Sparky?
Fell behind, had to come with the strike.
Came in with a fastball, and Dane Orge single to right. Van Slyke just missed Sundberg at the plate, and Kansas City has tied it at 3 games apiece, and our broadcast time is 8:15 Eastern time tomorrow night. Don't forget to move your clocks back tomorrow morning. You save an hour, and you will push the clock back. So we're coming up to the 7th game of the World Series tomorrow night here on CBS, and there you have it. Game 6 goes into the record books. Final score, Kansas City 2, the Cardinals 1. Tonight's broadcast has been sponsored by Buick and your Buick dealer, by Prestone 2 Antifreeze, by True Value Hardware Stores, by Budweiser Light, by the IBM Pro Printer, by the Safeco Insurance Company of America, and by Honda, makers of the Accord LX 4-door sedan. Our engineers tonight, Stephen Kirsch and Rich Myers. Our producer, David Kerman, working with us at the CBS Broadcast Center, Don Frazier, Paula Siliberti, and Ed Sender. Our executive producer, Frank Miller. We'll be back tomorrow night at 8:15 Eastern time for Game 7 of this 85 World Series. Join us then. Once again, the final score from Royal Stadium in Kansas City. The Royals got 2 in the 9th and won it 2-1. For Sparky Anderson and Win Elliott, this is Jack Buck saying so long for CBS Radio Sports.
This World Series game has been sponsored locally by Arby's Roast Beef Restaurants.